Love it.
We'll talk about
All
it.
right, here we go.
Ready?
Hey, yo, John, we live? Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Trying to get us canceled.
Who is this, by the way?
Welcome. This is NERD. Spaz. But welcome to the Rhythm and Brews podcast.
What's happening?
I am the Podfather of Connecticut, Prince Latif, and over to my left,
It's your boy, Mr. R&B Smooth.
you may or may not be able to hear, we are missing half of the podcast. DJ D-Dub is booked and busy, and Luck is also booked and busy. So, you got us and our very special invited guest here, the singer, the songstress, the guitarist, the producer, the model, photographer a little bit, the all-out creative. Let's give it up to TeeKay.
When is he gonna stop? I was trying to figure out what else do I do.
What else do you do? Tell the people who you is.
I'm TeeKay, so I feel like you just kind of said it. Basically, I'm a creative. I make music. I'm a singer, but I've recently gotten into producing. I'm not a photographer, but I can take pictures of myself.
We gonna get to that.
I'm good at taking pictures of myself. I haven't tried taking pictures of anybody else, but yeah, I'm a singer, an artist. I just put out music, and that's just kind of my thing.
And I love it.
Word.
Appreciate it.
So I want to start out by giving out some, giving some shout outs. Because apparently like the Rhythm and Brews family has unofficially like expanded a little bit. If you have joined our Discord channel or a Discord server,
Right.
we have quite a few podcast hosts and things in our server.
Oh, shit.
So I want to give a shout out once again to the Chamber of Misfits and Wolf Cross Productions. I also want to give a shout out to Small Arts. I want to give a shout out to The Boundless Creative, which is a blog coming soon, but you can follow them now on IG, selling T-shirts and journals and things of that nature. I want to give a shout out to the Dope Pod, or the Dope Podcast. They talk about comics and comic book movies, things of that nature. Manny is also on our Discord channel, so give a shout out to Midday Manny's podcast. He also has a wrestling podcast that I can't remember the name of right now, so I apologize for that.
But shout outs to him and Harry.
Shout out to him and Harry. And I also want to give a big shout out to Hesh Jones of the Three Ninjas podcast, who was also on our Discord channel. They just celebrated their 200th episode recorded right here in G Studios last weekend. Yeah, they've been in the game for a minute.
Damn.
Yes.
Wow.
Also,
impressive.
shout out to our friend over here, the co-host of a podcast, friend of a friend.
Well,
Listen, we still gonna give you the flowers.
appreciate it. So shout out to Chris. It was a friend to a friend, and we've been on hiatus all year.
It's fine. It's fine.
But shout out to Chris.
And one last podcast that I forgot, not another Star Trek podcast, is in our Discord chat. And they are another Star Trek podcast.
That's funny.
But yeah, let's just get right into it, right?
I'm with it.
Oh man.
So, we are going to play a game called Shot Clock, and our brother is not here to play the drops and everything.
Woo.
But
Shot clock.
yes. Would you, since you stir the Kool-Aid the
Shot
best,
clock.
would you like to go over the rules, Brother Smooth,
Why not? I think I still got it.
while I come up with some words?
Do that. So it's pretty much a game of word association.
Right.
We're gonna give you some words.
Okay.
You
Oh,
got-
just me?
Yeah, just you.
Oh, I thought it was us playing.
I mean,
now listen.
okay.
Okay.
You're not alone in this,
Okay.
because we still play a role.
Okay.
We're gonna give you some words. You have to think of a song
Right.
that has that particular word in the lyric.
Okay.
You have to sing it.
Okay.
You have to also give us the name of the song and the artist.
Oh,
have-
that part.
Yeah.
I'm-
That's the part that trips everybody
So far,
up.
I'm like, that's nothing.
Yeah. Oh well, then
Oh.
then there's a timestamp. You got 10 seconds to do it. Now
To do all that?
to do
The
all that.
clock stops when you start singing.
Yes, it starts when
Oh,
you start
okay.
singing. Yeah.
Okay.
So then,
Okay.
if you get the song, you give us the artist, you give us the name, all in that within that 10 seconds,
Uh-huh.
we have to take a shot.
Okay.
But if you can either not come up with a song, or if you come up with the song but can't give us the name of the artist,
What if I can give you the name of the song but not the artist? Or the other way
You
around?
take the shot.
you gotta take that
Oh,
shot.
okay, so it's got to be 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna start you off with a little layup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know,
What
keep
if
it
I'm
easy.
not? Oh my God! What if I fail? Okay, go.
What if you fly?
Yeah, right.
I guess we'll see what happens.
All right, little layup. First word. Together.
I don't know. I can't think of anything. Wait. Um. Wait. Did the clock start already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know. I can't think of anything. There's a lot of pressure. That's a layup?
It's together.
Together?
Yes. It's all over R&B and all kinds of music.
No, I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know.
well, listen. If you want to take it all the way
Dang.
back, there's "Come Together" by the Beatles.
I don't
Come
know that song.
together
Aw.
right now. There's "Let's Stay Together" by Al Green. Let's stay together.
You're right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See,
I panicked.
layup.
I only
panicked.
acknowledge the Michael Jackson version of "Come Together," so that's the one I was thinking.
Well,
Okay.
it's the same thing though. but-
It is.
Literally the same.
It is.
No, I panicked.
but
No, I panicked.
Michael's
All right,
is
all right.
Michael's,
Okay, go again.
if you will.
All right. It could be considered a layup. Change.
Mm.
10, 9.
This is so much
8.
harder when it's like,
When it's you.
yeah. I can think of phrases, but like the songs, I don't know.
6.
No, that's
5.
trading, not changing.
3, 2,
Oh wow.
1.
I don't know.
That's 2 sips of your
This
water.
is like, oh, I have to drink water. I forgot. This is kind of harder. Wait.
Gotta make
It's
a
like-
change. It's time for us, some people, to start making some changes. Let's change the way we eat. Let's change the way we live, and let's change the way we treat each other.
What
See,
the
the
heck
old
song
way
is that?
wasn't working, so it's on us to do what we gotta do just to survive. Still, I see no changes. Can a brother get a little peace? So with this
Mhm.
Tupac changes.
Man.
Change gonna come. Donny Hathaway.
Oh wow.
Damn, that one slipped my mind. I was also going
That's
through
crazy.
Michael's catalog because, as a philanthropist, I know there's something in there that he mentions change.
Man in the Mirror.
Thank you.
Time to make a change.
You're right.
For once in my life.
Gonna feel real good.
Nobody has that shake in his voice.
Oh, his
quite
vibrato was
like
unmatched.
life.
You know who? Maybe.
Well, go ahead.
I don't know if I should. I don't know. He's like a hot topic right now, but maybe Trey Songz. His vibrato.
Oh,
was like,
that goat vibrato.
It works for some things, and then other things are like, oh my god.
When your love
You know what it did not work for? Purple Rain.
That was wow.
That didn't need to happen.
I was gonna say that was like I wouldn't have. You know what?
I knew that wasn't gonna work the moment they said Trey Songz.
It's weird.
Coming up next, Trey Songz with
I
a
still-
tribute to
Purple
Prince.
I
was
still
like-
remember
And
Prince's
was
face.
like,
Not. And Prince was like,
no.
"Y'all niggas really let this slide, huh?" With me in the crowd.
You know what I want? Do they have to like? Don't they get kind of a say in who does their tribute or no?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
How is that a tribute? If
Yeah,
it's just a random.
Yeah,
I don't
That's
know.
too bad.
I think they're just relying on
Producers
Star power.
and star
Yeah,
power
yeah.
to. That was one of the worst ones. There's no other way for me to put it.
It's hard to tribute to Prince, but
Yes.
last
What's her
word.
name did a very good job though. But,
Who?
Your girl, Janelle.
Oh, yeah.
Janelle.
Oh,
yeah,
she's
yeah,
a
yeah.
good.
Yeah, she did. Let's
But
Go
she's
Crazy.
also
She
one of
killed.
his
Right.
proteges, so he handpicked her himself.
See what I'm
True.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have a say in who does your tribute.
Exactly.
He's-
Because Trey was not.
All right.
Otherwise, I don't want it. It's kind of like it's weird.
Last word. And this
Dang,
one's
this is my last one. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
free throw. Girl.
Girl, I could tell you've been crying and needing somebody to talk to.
Ooh, wait. Okay.
That was a little run.
Yeah.
That's how the song go.
Listen,
You're right. You're right.
but okay.
Oh, Destiny's Child.
Mhm.
Girl.
Mm-hmm.
But
That was
all right.
easy. That one, see, now that was not even, you're right. That was a free throw. Anything that I can attribute to Destiny's Child, it's going to work.
Oh,
I'm saying.
okay. I mean,
Destiny's Child had bops.
They did. They really
Destiny's
did.
Child had.
They
bops.
had
I'm
some
waiting
serious
for them to
bops.
come back. I feel like every time I see a Kelly Rowland interview, they ask her like, "When is the reunion tour?" And she be beating around the bush.
they only ask Kelly though.
They only ask
Yeah.
Kelly.
They don't
And
ask Beyonce
Stop
shit.
asking that girl about Beyonce. That's not
Okay. I love
a
that.
good question to ask her.
I
Yeah.
love that.
I don't like that.
Because I am one of those, because I watch a lot of interviews, right?
Yeah.
Because, I take the whole podcast thing serious. I like to watch interviews in my free time so I could try to, up my
Emulate.
game a little bit. What I hate is when they ask their guests questions about the more famous person that they're connected to
Yeah.
for half the interview.
It's like, why am I here? That's not. And the crazy thing is, you're asking me because they wouldn't tell you. So why are
right.
you
Or,
asking
they
me?
wouldn't even come here.
Yeah.
Right.
And no one's sitting down with Beyonce like, so how's Kelly? It's like, stop asking her that. Or like, even when you see Chloe and Halle,
I
and
was
they're
just
like,
about to say that.
what's the best advice she's given you? It's like, leave her. They have nothing to do with her. Like, leave it.
Like, I
I
was
hate
watching
that.
Chloe and Halle on The Breakfast Club, and half the interview was about Beyonce. I'm like, why do you
What's the
even have
point?
them there?
They done came all the way out here to talk to y'all, to not talk to y'all about Beyonce.
Right.
Why?
It's getting the closest thing to Beyonce.
Like,
It's
they
weird.
have what now?
It's
2
weird.
albums under Parkwood, but what, 2 albums before
An
Parkwood?
EP as well, or I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've done enough, and especially with Ungodly Hour, which was like
amazing.
incredible. Like,
Mhm.
talk about that. Y'all asking, so how did Beyonce like the album? It's like,
Like, what? Y'all are not slick. What the hell?
I don't know. I feel like, what's the point of that? I don't came all the way over here. You asked me about Beyonce.
You have Jaden Smith on The Breakfast Club. So, how about Will and Jada and their entanglement? What do you think about
And
that?
their entanglement.
Like,
I got,
You're
a,
I
asking-
don't care.
This is their child. Like, why are you asking?
I got a whole water line.
Okay.
I'm
Right, I'm
feeding
trying to
homeless
save the
people.
world.
Like, come on now.
I'm trying to save the world. Y'all, the entanglement.
August
Are you in an
Alsina.
entanglement? Yeah, right? Like,
Y'all were cool.
people are, I don't know. It's the weirdest thing to,
Did
it is,
you-
it's kind of like the shameless thing because we all going to look at you and be like, why would you ask him that?
And that you can see, like, especially with Chloe and Halle, because their emotions show in their faces a lot. Especially with Halle specifically, because
She'd be like,
she's low key shady,
yeah, she'd be like, really? Like,
right?
and then
I
here's
think she
Chloe,
actually told one
"Well,"
person, "I don't want to answer that question."
Ooh, as she should, because why are you asking me that? It's not even really that's not a question for me. You know that. It's not. It's silly.
I think they asked her something about Little Mermaid, and she just kind of
Oh.
gave the interviewer a look like,
I can't answer that. But I guess they have to try, but it's just stupid. Like,
yeah.
you wasting everybody's time.
But since Beyonce has came up and you hit that beautiful ass run,
Yes, indeed.
Thanks.
have you heard the Renaissance album yet?
Definitely, yeah.
What do you think?
So we were nervous. So I was talking to a few people about it because Drake came out with that album.
Right.
And I said, ain't no way I'm finna sit here and listen to Drake sing in 2 different voices for 20-something songs. Because Drake got 2 singing voices, and after a while, it's like, all right, that's enough. So, and it was all house music, all but one house music. So then he does, he's got
He
like,
really does.
that's like what he does. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not about to sit here and listen to you do that for 20 songs. So I was like, no. So then when you see Beyonce's coming out with house music and
Mhm.
Break My Soul came out, when Break My Soul came out, I was like, you know what? This is kind of a bop.
It was.
It was. So I I was like, okay, it's probably gonna all be house music, but I think it's gonna be better than what we.
Than what we got from Drake.
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's number one. It's very Beyonce because it's very innovative. It's like stuff that you didn't expect. There's even stuff in it that sounds like it's house music, but it also sounds kind of jazzy. And it's like the runs that she does and the way she plays with her voice is. I mean, it's Beyonce. It's like, first of all, you can't expect Beyonce to put out a full album of flops. Like, it's not gonna happen. So there may be one or two, which I don't really think there are one or two that you feel like, maybe not. But the whole album, like as a whole, fire. And that's workout music. That's
I haven't.
It is.
I haven't
It's high energy.
thought about it in that light. Like
You go to
I
the gym?
don't see myself going to the gym and let me
tell you
toss on this Beyonce.
Let me tell you something. Next time you go to the gym, because I know you've been going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Next time you go to the gym,
Mm-hmm.
just give it a try.
All right, I'm
Plastic off the couch or whatever.
off the sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Try
she was running on that one.
Try that.
All right, so I have a random ass question that was not on the docket
Okay.
since because she was running her ass off on Plastic Off the Sofa, right?
Like,
She was running a
yeah.
It
marathon.
was
Yeah.
cardio. It was cardio.
Right.
Cardio.
So I want to ask, right? Who would win in a runoff? Beyonce
okay.
or Jasmine Sullivan?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let me stop and think for a
This is
second.
an interesting.
That is
because somebody on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say their name because I don't want the hive to come. And
I just feel like
and
whoever
I'm-
it is knows you're talking about them already.
Oh, I know if he gonna listen, he gonna know it's me. He gonna know that I'm talking about him, but it's love. He actually posted a status before this album dropped.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, he said mature. I think he said something is like maturing is realizing that
Jasmine Sullivan is better than Beyonce.
can outsing
Yeah.
Beyonce.
I remember seeing that.
And I fell back. I'm always there in the comment sections to read,
Mm-hmm.
but I never partake.
Yeah, I liked it,
yeah,
but I
you
didn't.
should.
I didn't
Because
comment.
That's something that again the hive.
You liked it?
I liked the post. Yes.
That's that's like a stamp of agreement. If you like the post.
No, it's an acknowledgement.
It's an acknowledgement,
That is not a stamp
It's
of agreement. It's an
and-
acknowledgement.
and for us, it's like, ooh, he's gonna push buttons
Right.
because me and him like to do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
we post shit and we'll call it the post and go. Like we'll say some shit
And log off.
and then dip
And yeah, or I call it the lighting a match and walking
and
away.
walking
Yeah.
away and just
And you come back, you got
watching
100.
it. Yeah, just like I've done that shit. Like I made a joke when fucking the first Black Panther came out. I had said something. It was like a light joke in regards to like the whole colonizer thing.
Mm-hmm.
It sparked a whole like argument in my comment. I had no fucking clue. Like I left. This
You wouldn't even participate.
wasn't even participating. And
That's
I-
the best part.
Like, I
is
went
when you
on
just let your comment section argue
When
with
I-
themselves.
and you just let it go.
When I post something and come back and it's a lot going, I delete the post. I'd be like, oh, this is y'all blowing up my
you don't even
notifications.
read it.
Not really.
I read
I read the first
sometimes.
few and I'd be like, oh.
I read sometimes.
I'd be like, I'm a dead to issue right here. And now nobody
I
gets
had-
to argue.
I had run errands. I had called my mom to see how she was doing. I get to meet my friends at the hookah lounge, and my boy, he texts me. He's like, "Yo, D, do you see what you started in your? Have you
I do not.
seen your sounds?" Like, nigga, I haven't looked at my phone for like 3 hours. What are you talking about? He was like, "Dude, go look." I'm like, "I'll be damned."
Mission
so
accomplished.
what do you do in response to that?
Oh, nothing.
Just let
Just
them
let 'em
argue.
I just let him go.
Oh no.
I love it.
I let him. If it's like. Cause like right now, like I don't have my notifications on, so it's not
Right.
like my phone's buzzing for Facebook.
But even when you log in and see 93, it's like
it's like, oh, yeah, but it doesn't bother me.
I'd be like,
it
oh,
makes me
hell
laugh
no.
because I'm like, wow, y'all really took this to heart.
yeah, like you guys are really emotional.
Like, wow, y'all really in here yelling at each other. My God,
And I haven't said a word
I
in 3
haven't said
hours.
not a word. I have been living my best life.
That's the crazy thing
You
about
know.
the internet. You don't have to do much.
Mm-mm.
You
At
just-
all. It's great.
Just say something.
all you gotta do is have an opinion, and there it goes.
Boom.
There it goes. And
It's like-
especially if it goes against yours.
right. It's just
If it's against popular opinion, God forbid.
yeah.
But with that particular status in regards to, Beyonce and jazz, like with you, I was like, wait a minute.
Right.
This is
Because-
this
Because
is a
that is,
thinker.
I would like to hear that. though.
This is a thinker.
Well, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, they have not very different, but they have different styles and tonalities and just like they're different artists in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Beyonce back in the day is not Beyonce now.
Absolutely
Like
not.
even
No.
the way she sings is
Yeah,
she's
different.
Yeah, she's grown.
And I think the more popular Beyonce has gotten, the more people want to discredit her talent just because they're tired of seeing her or they're tired of hearing about her. And the Beehive is annoying. So they're like,
Oh, Beehive
the
is
bitch
so
can't
annoying.
sing,
Very
like whatever.
annoying.
She can't even sing. But it's like, she's an incredible singer and she's very versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Her voice don't always fit every style that she's singing.
Right.
Right.
I can agree with
I
that
can
100%.
agree
Even on
that.
some of the songs on Renaissance, I'm like, you sound a little weird, but I'm gonna go with it because it fits the style. But her voice doesn't always fit the style. But as far as vocal ability,
Oh yeah.
she's like on a different. She's just another level. But also, so is Jasmine. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine.
I don't know.
Like, because it's like if there was like a Jasmine hive, so to speak,
Right.
like this would be a different type of like war. So to
No.
say,
The
like,
question is like,
Civil. It'd be a
what do
civil
you
war.
like? Who do you pick? Who do you think?
man,
If you had to pick one,
just
is
because
the question is
I
what they
am
sing?
me,
What are they singing? That's
that they could just be just freestyle running. Honestly,
freestyle running is gonna be Jasmine.
Yeah.
Because that's her
Mhm.
style. I don't think Beyonce just sits at home like.
and that's the thing, and that was one of the things that I
That's
was
that
gonna
Philly-
say.
that's that Philly shit.
I've never seen.
Philly singers just be running.
Just.
That's what they. Come on, Jasmine. We just saw him in.
Oh yeah, at Roots Picnic.
God, music.
Oh yes,
Soul
yes, yes,
Child,
yes.
Wanye,
Right.
all of Boyz II Men, but Wanye especially. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's.
Oh shit, that is a Philly thing.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
Philly thing. Like
Okay.
Yeah, I
Damn,
would
I didn't think
say
about that.
in a run.
As far
in
as
a
run,
runoff,
it would probably be Jasmine.
Jasmine gonna run her out the building.
Because
'Cause-
I'm thinking even back in the day, Beyonce would do a lot, but it wasn't like super. It wasn't really like it didn't change much. It was just like.
It was.
Mhm.
She had
It was
like
repetitive.
personality.
Yeah.
Like, I think her like when you listen to her on like when she was with Destiny's Child especially, like it was a lot of personality
Yeah.
in her voice.
And just
And
like
just,
wildness.
it wasn't it wasn't a lot of like vocal acrobats or whatever. It
Right.
was just
I agree.
the personality of her, and I think that's what
And the
most
star
people,
power.
yeah,
it
the
was
star
just like-
power on purpose. Because then when you finally see her singing these records live,
Mhm.
then you get to see her animation and
And,
whatever. So it's just more her personality was heard on the record and stuff.
Mm.
Now you get like when I seen her sing, they did again another tribute to Stevie, and she sang two of my favorite Stevie Wonder songs, Master Blaster and Fingertips. I was like, oh no, she killed these shits.
I didn't even hear
Oh yeah,
that.
go
I didn't either.
YouTube it because it was her and Ed Sheeran, because he was on the
Oh.
Ed Sheeran.
yeah, he was on the
You
guitar.
know,
Okay.
So-
Ed Sheeran is.
I just
It
no.
was-
I like
wasn't
Ed
ready.
Sheeran.
I wasn't
No,
ready.
Ed
but
Sheeran-
he came through on it.
Back to what we were saying before. Who picks these people for tributes?
Ed
Because I would
Sheeran
like.
got him some black friends. That's what happened.
I could agree
Because
with
I
that.
noticed,
And writers.
yeah, because I noticed recently it's the
He on
style has
Afrobeat.
changed a little bit.
He
yeah.
on Afrobeat records.
And
I
I'm
was
like, what's going on? I just heard one randomly the other day in the car. It was like him and some other person, and it was like an Afro style.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
I had to turn that up. I was at work. I was at work with my clients, and one of them
was
was
like, what's
talking to me
going
right
on?
now. I was like, hold on.
So
One
it's
min- one
okay.
moment.
It's okay when Ed Sheeran does it, but not Justin Bieber.
Oh, nope.
You know what?
I feel the same both ways.
Okay.
I feel the same both ways.
Because
I
you said you
feel-
turned it up for Ed
because
Sheeran.
I had to make
I'm not
sure
turning
it was
Justin
him.
Bieber up. I'm not turning him.
I
up.
had to make sure.
I'm not.
I had to make sure it was him.
You just had to hear it better.
I had to hear it better because it was low tone, and I'm like, okay, I know
I
this
know
ain't
his
who I
voice.
like. You remember the scene in Rush Hour 2 where Chris walked into the back of the gambling thing and I know I'm not seeing what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. Like that was I was like,
And it was
now wait a goddamn minute.
It was Ed
So I
Sheeran.
turned it up. I was like, oh, so we back on that because I still.
It was just so out of place. It's just like
I had the same feeling and reaction as when I heard Justin Bieber on Tim saying, "Only you hold my body." I was like, this feels racist. I was like, I don't
This
like
is oppression.
I was like, this is oppression. I was like, I was in a Stop and Shop in Shelton or Fairfield, and
Of course,
and
that's where you're gonna hear it.
yeah, well, no, this I didn't even hear it. I didn't even hear it. Here was my thing. I was in Stop and Shop. I think it was either in Shelton or Fairfield. I can't remember which one. But like I was in the little food court where they do the hot food, and I seen like plantains. And then I looked in the kitchen.
You just happened to be at the plantains.
Right. I looked at the kitchen, but there was nobody black behind the
and
the
you
kitchen.
like, who's
so I'm
frying
like, so
these plantains?
who's frying these plantains? I was like, so this is what Only You Hold My Body by Justin Bieber sounds like. This is the energy. This is what I'm getting. Ed Sheeran on an Afro beat. This is plantains in a Fairfield Stop and Shop with no black people in it.
It's
like,
just something
who is doing
about.
this?
I don't know. I don't know these people, but I just feel like Ed Sheeran respects the culture more. I don't know these people, but that's just how I feel. I just feel like Justin Bieber. Here's the difference. I feel like Ed Sheeran is paying tribute and respecting the culture.
Mm-hmm.
I just think Justin Bieber thinks he's black. That's just how I feel.
I agree.
And it's just it's a different energy. So no, I'm not turning Justin Bieber up. Not doing that.
I'm definitely not turning Justin Bieber up.
Yeah,
but I gotta go listen to this song. What do you remember what it was?
No.
Nah, I'm gonna find it. When
Okay.
Bruh, type in Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, don't
It'll
you?
probably
Yeah, it'll
be
probably be the top.
I'm gonna bring it up in the car on the way back.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm gonna find it.
And you're gonna be like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
It's like, wait a minute, is
So
this Ed
random.
Sheeran?
I can't
random.
get jiggy with this shit.
So naturally, because Beyonce dropped an album, everybody's coming out of the woodwork with random ass issues with the album, or just issues with Beyonce as they typically do.
Yeah.
And the social justice warriors have gotten to Beyonce a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They made her remove the word spaz.
They didn't make her.
They pressured her into removing the word spaz from her album.
Right.
In the same way that they did Lizzo.
Lizzo, yeah.
So how do we feel about that?
Man, hold on. Hold on. I just put music out. I'm not trying to get canceled. But I just feel like growing up in Connecticut, especially in Waterbury, like you just walked around saying spaz all the time.
Right.
Like it was, wow, why are you spazzing on me? Like, oh, she's spazzing. It's like I think I still say it. I don't know.
We do.
Right? I don't even notice when I say it.
Like,
but
we say it.
Especially from the East Coast, just spaz is just something we say.
It's just part of the language.
That's
it's just
how we it's an adjective.
Yeah.
It's like, yo,
it's
that
a verb.
Spaz. It's a verb. It'd be like, yo, that person spaz. She was spazzing.
Yeah.
Like,
it's you don't even think about
when
it.
I talk about people's verses on certain records.
Oh,
It's
they
like,
spazzed on that.
It's kind of so. Do you understand what the problem is? I don't even fully.
We were talking about it in the car on the way up here.
So when it came out with Lizzo, it was it was an ableist. They were saying it was ableist against people with cerebral palsy. So they were saying it's derogatory towards people with cerebral palsy and stuff like that. And I was like, well, as a person who works in the field with people with disabilities and intellectual disabilities and developmental, I was like, in my 5 years of working in this field, that has never come up in any of my orientations or trainings as a word that we cannot use or is offensive to this demographic of people. Some of my favorite clients have cerebral palsy. I've used it. Could I say I've used it around them? Probably. And if
it's
I
like
have,
you don't even know,
they've
really.
never like.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have, they've never been like, come at me in some way. So I'm like, so where are we at now, people? What words can't? What more? What?
Can I get a list? Yeah.
That trigger these fits.
Don't give me a list because I'm not gonna follow you. Because the thing is, But the weird thing about it's kind of like I can see it from both sides because just because we don't get it doesn't mean it's not like
Yeah.
legitimate. And even with you saying I might have used it and no one said anything, people have said things to me that I've been like, why the hell would you say that to me? And but I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Right.
So it's kind of like just because no one
Yeah.
said anything doesn't mean they weren't offended.
True.
But I don't know. I just feel like every day it's a new thing we can't do.
Exactly.
We're not supposed to say it. You can't think it. And it's just like
Can't think it.
Yeah, because when you think it, you start thinking like, "What's wrong with me? Why do I think
Right,
like
right,
that?
right.
That's not nice." And it's just like I don't know. At some point, we gotta chill out. And it's you making people change their whole records and stuff. Because I don't know.
Right, like because Lizzo went back. Didn't she go back and re-record the song?
Yeah. Well, that part. She
Yeah.
did that part.
It's too well.
I think Beyonce, she just like
Took it out.
yeah, she just took out the word. She just edited, bleeped out the word. But I think Lizzo
Oh,
went
that's
back
what
and
she did?
re-recorded that part of the song. But I also realized that it's like, as far as in many cases, like language is regional,
Yeah.
right? So like the people that are offended by the word spaz are Europeans.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because it's just like
In a country that uses faggots to describe.
I was just about to say it's just the way they say the word fag to describe a cigarette over
Oh.
there. Like
Well,
like
that's
if
the
they
term for it.
right, but it's just like but if they came over to America
And
and
said,
went
"Hey."
into Greenwich Village and said, "Yo, could I bum a fag?" Somebody
Woo! And if they not careful, and if you ain't noticed that the rainbow
different
flag was
question.
hanging in the window when you walked in,
Exactly, it's a
man,
totally different
it's-
question.
Oh shit!
And it's like and then it's like a rude way to ask too.
Can I bum a what?
It's like why you gotta say
Whoa,
it like that?
whoa, hey,
Yeah, but
Hey, yeah.
hey, yo,
it's just like you just came with a lot of energy at me. Like,
my bruv.
right? Why so aggressive with it?
Right.
How you
So
get
it's
down
like-
is how you get down, but
I don't know. I don't know.
So the language is real regional because again, over here, especially on the East Coast, we've been saying spaz forever. Like, song we just introed with. Nobody has said anything to any RD about
That's
this
what's
song.
so confusing.
It's
It's just like, and also like in the as a creative in a
Mhm.
creative space, I try like we were talking about a little bit earlier. When you're making music, you don't want to filter yourself at all.
Right.
You just want whatever is coming out to just come out. So now to be like in the process of writing or creating, and you have to think like, oh, can't say that. What's a better way to say that? It's just like, it's not
hmm
authentic anymore.
Right. Because
So
you're
it's-
just creating to
to
to appease people.
Or
Yeah.
you're creating to not offend people because it's not like I'm trying to please you with what I'm putting out, but I'm
Mhm.
just trying to make sure I don't make you mad.
Yeah, because
So
with
it's
with
like-
y'all as songwriters, myself as a poet, like part of our duty is to tell the truth in our music.
right.
And the truth is going to offend people. There's going to be words that offend you. There's going to be like phrases that offend you. Truth is
It
offensive.
can
The truth
just
hurts.
happen. Even just the topic of what you're singing or talking about can offend somebody. So it's kind
Exactly.
of like I can kind of see it from both sides because it's like you don't want to unintentionally like offend this entire demographic of people, but
Mhm.
also it's like, is it that serious?
But even as far as like the word spaz specifically, right? I want to say it only affects a certain caliber of artist. You know what I'm saying? Like the
That's
worldwide artists, like a
Yeah.
Lizzo, Beyonce.
Yeah.
Because again, rappers say it all the time. But if your music never makes it overseas, nobody's
And-
offended by it
and let me
because
tell
nobody
you-
over there that would be offended by
Yeah.
it has heard it.
And also, you're not about to bully a rapper into changing his lyrics. You just
Absolutely not. They're just gonna
So-
they're just gonna do
They're gonna
another
be like,
song.
so don't listen to it.
Right.
Somebody, because I guess Tyga had to pull something that he did, because I guess it was
First of all,
offensive
people
to-
listen to Tyga.
That's what I'm
apparently.
saying. That's that Tiger stuff. It was a
So,
different
like,
topic.
He did a Mexican song that was offensive
What?
to like Mexicans.
What did he say?
I don't even know. But the thing was, what even brought it to my attention was because somebody had posted a picture of Eminem when he did the
Yeah.
song with D4L, and he had the sombrero
D4L.
on.
D12.
D12. I'm sorry, not D4.
D4L was
D12.
Laffy
D4 was
Taffy.
Laffy Taffy. D12. All these damn D's. So when he did it with D12 and stuff like that, and I laughed because I was like, oh, and in his prime, Eminem would have had y'all
Oh my
working
gosh.
overtime to cancel him. And
They
again,
still are every
and
time he
as-
drops something.
And
But he don't really.
but he
drop
don't say
nothing
what
no
he
more.
used to like. The shit he used to
Eminem
say.
used to just. He was purposely offensive.
He was a
Yeah,
troll.
like he used
was
to
the
dare
greatest
you.
hip hop troll.
He used
ever.
to dare you to cancel
Yeah.
him, so to speak. Because this is before cancel culture, but
Right.
he used to dare.
He
Like
just would be like, "I'm gonna just say the most wild thing I
Wildest
can
shit
think of,
And see what
and
happens.
see what. Yeah, I'm about to just put this here and see what y'all do with that."
And run with it. So like when I had seen, because like I said, like you both said, like people listen to, I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but the fact that that was happening, and then they had brought up Eminem, I was like, oh yeah, nah. And in his prime, Eminem would have had the chairman and chairwomen of cancel committee working overtime. Because again,
what can we get him
like
on?
what can we get him on? Like what can we
Everything.
do? We talked about DMX, Where the Hood At, and how homophobic that
That is
song
a
was.
supremely homophobic song.
And if you think for 1 second Earl Simmons was
gonna come back and apologize.
apologize? Absolutely not.
I bet you he probably performed that up until he died,
I'm certain. 'Cause that shit
and
was on
nobody
record.
said a thing.
No one said a thing.
So that just makes me wonder.
And he was loved all over the world.
Hmm
So like, what is the next step in? Because we're coming from extremely just callously offensive and not caring to now
Mhm.
it's like we're accidentally offensive and we overcorrect. So now what is the next phase of music? Like
Silent.
we singing campfire songs.
Yeah.
Because what else can we do?
Instrumentals.
Yeah.
Kumbaya.
Kids Bop.
And if you
Ooh,
do,
yes.
yeah, pretty much.
Kids Bop.
Kids Bop was wrong, and they know
First
that.
of all,
no
Kids
doubt.
WAP did not need to do WAP.
There's some
What was it,
chores
wings
in this-
and pizza or
No,
something like
it was
that?
like, there's some chores in this house.
I did some chores in this house.
Yeah.
Wings and pizza. Makes that.
And you could have just left that alone.
Oh, no.
Certain things is like it's so offensive. It's just like just don't touch it. Why would you even try to clean that up?
Listen, man.
It wasn't meant to be clean.
We just gonna have to
Wow.
give instrumentals, or you do what Teddy Riley did with Teddy's Jam.
What's that?
Music riffs and runs.
That's it.
Just little phrases.
you ain't
in and
saying
out.
nothing.
You ain't-
You just-
Jam, oh, jam for me,
Shoo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
I don't.
jam for me, Teddy. Jam
I ain't
for-
listening to
I
the
I was about
whole
to say.
album of that.
I was literally.
That's all we got.
I was like, I'm not
If
listening
people
to
gonna
that.
keep getting in,
I love Teddy's Jam,
Man.
oh no,
but I'm
Teddy's
not
Jam
gonna
is-
listen to a whole album.
But that's just if
I
we
feel like-
we can't do whole verses.
I feel like we have to take music the way we take comedians, where they just said some offensive stuff, but you like, this is kind of the place for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you're at a comedy show and a white guy makes a black joke, you're kind of like, okay, this is your one time because
Oh, it's happened.
like this is the environment for that. So let's choose to not get offended at everything. It's like,
Shout
come
out to
on.
Manny. He has brought some white comedians to Poets Realm.
How's that?
And
been?
they made some jokes about Bridgeport that they almost didn't make it out the room.
well, read the room. You know what I'm saying? Read
Dude was
the
like,
room.
"Oh, this joke would have went off in Fairfield." We was like, "Okay,
This not
keep going."
Fairfield. Listen, first of all, take the temperature of the room before you.
Look around.
You know what I'm
It's a little
saying?
dark in here. So.
It's like certain things you can get away with, and then other things you're like, that's obviously offensive.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's where music should be, where it's like certain things we're understanding this is just a musical piece. It's not that deep. And other things are like, you're not supposed to say that.
Right. It's like it's a change in a difference in perspective. We use this word freely over here in the States. In the UK, maybe not so much. So it's like maybe blur out that word in the UK.
But then that kind of leads you back to like, so why would you bleep it out here? You know it's wrong. Why wouldn't you bleep it out?
Because
in
it's wrong
America?
there.
True. I'll take it. Hey, I'm not offended. So
Right, that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying. It's like it's wrong there. I don't care. We we use the word freely over here.
Yeah, I don't
It's-
know. It's a weird because
It's a
I
weird
agree,
climate.
but I also
Very.
get why they're mad. But I'm also like,
But at the same time, we give offended people too much power now.
so much power. It's like we can acknowledge. You know what we could do? You know what? If you're offended, apologize, but just leave it. You know what I mean? Like just leave the music how it is and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, and keep it
The
pushing.
end.
You know, if just because you're offended doesn't mean I have to now go back and
Because each time
Rewrite my song.
Each
Yeah.
time you rewrite or record, it's like they now know that okay.
Right.
and
the
that's why
next
it keeps
thing
happening.
We can just
Mm-hmm.
we can
Force
get them
you to
We can
change.
force you to change something if we just throw a hissy fit on the internet about it.
I say sorry and just don't do it again.
Keep it pushing.
But the difference was, to me, when it happened to Lizzo, people were quiet. Right? Like
she
there was
changed it
no.
really fast.
She did. And I like the way Lizzo did it because she was like, yeah, I'd be offended by certain things. So I'd be a hypocrite if I chose not to change this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But again, people weren't as up in arms for Lizzo the way they are for Beyonce right now.
I already told you why.
The Beehive.
Yes, people don't like Beyonce because the Beehive. Because
I'm
they're
one of them.
annoying.
I'm going to be honest. I'm one of them.
It's like Beyonce don't even do nothing. You don't even see her half the time. She in the house. But the Beehive is outside. And they're loud and they're proud.
Can I ask you a question?
And
Do you think some
Yeah.
artists hide behind their fans?
Yes.
Like
Definitely.
the Beehive, the Rihanna Navy, the Nicki got
The
the
Barbs.
Barbs.
The Barbs, Nikki is hiding behind them Barbs 1,000%.
Oh, absolutely.
Because recently, I don't know if you've seen,
What?
she's been going through. Did you not see where supposedly I don't even know if it's true or not, so like don't run with it.
Or her
But
assistant manager.
supposedly, yeah, her assistant got fired and she was like airing her out, like all her business. We don't know if it's true or
Right.
not. And at first, she didn't really address it. But as it started to build up, she like went live and was like saying it wasn't true. And she's like, and thank you to all my Barbs for like, making sure that nobody thought it was true and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, Nikki is the type of person who usually doesn't address drama because the Barbs will do it for her.
It's same thing with Beyonce. She doesn't address anything because the Beehive will do it for her.
But what I think is different is the reason. I think Nikki doesn't address it because she knows she has an army to do it.
Mhm.
I think Beyonce doesn't address it because she's like, why bother? Because if you think about it, when she was coming up, she tried to address stuff before and it would always just kind of get
But when?
worse. When they were saying that it was Beyonce and the crew or whatever Wendy Williams had called them, like Beyonce and the backup singers. And she was like, excuse me, do not call them that. We all get paid the same amount of money. And so it was like she would try to defend herself. But at some point, or when they said that she got whoever the other people was before, there was just 3 of them. I don't
Oh.
remember their names.
Girls
Whoever.
Time.
The other ones, the 4, when it was 4.
Latoya.
Oh,
And
Latoya
the other
Latavia?
girl- Yeah.
Okay.
Them 2.
Ouch.
They were saying, I don't remember them. They were saying that she got them fired or whatever. And she was trying to like defend that. But it was like, you can't really defend it. So I feel like with her, that's why she's gotten more and more just in the house. Because she like, every time I do something, it blows up. So yeah, the Beehive does like do the most.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like she be sending them out there like how Nikki will like
Yeah, because
the Barbs.
Yeah, because Nikki will definitely send the Barbs after somebody.
She
Because she's
will.
done so on Queen Radio.
She'll like hype it up.
Right.
But I feel like Beyonce
My
is
Barbs,
kinda,
blah, blah, blah.
unless she got like a secret forum we don't know about where she in there telling her.
Yeah, I
the
really think
Beehive,
Beyonce has like
like, a secret spot. She
Yeah,
got
like she has a
OnlyFans.
burner account.
She got OnlyFans and she on there like, listen, when this music come out, I'ma leak it, but make sure it don't leak. I feel like that's what she did. Because the thing had leaked or whatever.
Yeah,
But it
damn,
didn't
I didn't
leak
think about
'cause
that. She
The
probably
Beehive
got,
was like, no, we're gonna wait.
she got a special Patreon
Yeah.
for fans. Like, look, I'm gonna just give y'all this album like a week early.
Yeah. But don't tell nobody.
But don't tell nobody you got the album a week
Okay.
early.
When you were
So I don't know. I feel like they both have that crazy like mob type of fan base. But
Stan base.
Hmm?
It's a stan base.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a
if you
It's
think
it's
about the word
aggressive.
fan,
Stans. I mean, fans is fanatics,
right?
but stans.
We had 2 whole episodes on this.
Yeah, stans is different. Stans is
And I feel
different.
like the bigger you get, the more you have
Yeah.
that type of aggressive. And it's like I don't even think I don't want that kind of following where it's like,
It's scary.
why are you cussing people out on my behalf?
Right? I didn't
Yeah,
even
like,
say that. I don't even agree with
I
this.
didn't rally the troops.
Like, I don't even talk like that. Like,
Right.
why would you?
I never said Avengers assemble.
Yeah, but that's the
I
thing
don't
about
even know
stands.
how I would
You don't
act
have to
about some-
send them. They just
They just do it.
yeah, sacrificial
That's
lambs.
why-
Because
I'll
I
take the
mean,
hit.
back in the '90s, I'll say this much: if you said something about Wu-Tang,
It was over.
you was getting run up on. Look what early 2000s. Look what happened to Joe Budden. He says something about Method Man. They ran up on him in his trailer at a festival, punched him dead in his face.
Damn.
And has he said anything about?
He hasn't said shit about Wu-Tang since.
Wu-Tang Clan
Well,
ain't
you know
nothing.
The fuck with. Nah, but serious,
feel like there
it
was
was
a
it was
fair
a point
warning
in
with
time
that.
where you couldn't say anything bad about Wu-Tang or the Killer
You was gonna catch
Bees.
these hands.
The Killer Bees was yes, like. But again, this is that was a different era. Like the late
now-
'90s, early 2000s. If you said something about somebody's favorite rapper,
It was a rap.
you was catching hands.
But now it's like 10,000. It's so much worse because it's the internet. So it's
Yeah,
that's why I honestly I just try not to even post my opinion on the internet very much because it's like I don't have time. And then you're gonna comment something and I'm gonna be like I don't agree and now we going. It's like why are we doing this?
But I only disagree to a certain extent because I'm gonna say what I say.
And then
You're gonna give me your opinion.
and it'd
I'll
be a
rebuttal.
paragraph. Like,
Right. First of all, sometimes like condense it because I'm not reading
Yeah.
a paragraph.
I don't even know you like that.
If
to
you
be
put a
reading paragraph.
dissertation in my
Yeah.
comment section,
I'm
A
gonna
thesis
tell you right now, I
statement
didn't
and-
read it.
No.
I didn't read it.
I'm not doing that. And
Nobody
you're a
cares.
stranger. Why would I sit here
I don't care about your
as
opinion.
a stranger?
Be like Stephen A. Smith. I'm gonna tell you right now. We don't care.
But what's funny is I'm not gonna argue, but I will read that whole entire thing. Like,
Oh yeah.
if it's two strangers arguing, I just want to see what y'all was talking about.
I've done that.
Yeah,
That I've done. Yes,
That I've
absolutely.
done. But yeah, I'm gonna give you my opinion. You give me yours. I'll be like, all right,
right.
and let you
Good
be
talk.
right.
This was nice.
Stimulating. This is good.
And then
And
keep
you
it
log
moving.
off like, all right, well, I'm done with that for the day.
Yeah, unlock my phone, go
move on.
turn on my PlayStation.
Let me go and
And
thaw
go
this
about your
chicken.
life.
Go thaw this
Let me
chicken.
go thaw this chicken out.
But that's the crazy thing, yeah, about like stands. Is it a culture? Do you call it stand?
Yeah, stan
oh,
culture.
Stan culture.
It's
'Cause-
like
Their favorites can do no wrong.
But
And-
this is also how the whole Beyonce and Kelis thing happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because Kelis had no idea what the fuck was going on. She literally was like,
oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I thought
She-
this was her problem.
No. Kelis had no idea what was coming on. Like she literally like went on Instagram Live and was like, I just got off stage and my phone's blowing up.
She's like, I'm just trying to work. What's
Right.
going
She was
on?
like, I
I'm
just
trying
got
to get
off
these checks.
Okay,
She was
because
like,
they not paying me for the milkshake no more. So
Right.
I'm sitting here trying to get paid.
She
Gotta
was like,
re-up.
I just got off stage and my phone's blowing up, so let me address it.
Wow, and it turned into all
And
of
it
that.
turned into
Turned
this.
into all of
This
that.
is why the internet is so annoying. Shut up. Sometimes
Because it was like they looked at the at the credits for Beyonce's album and saw Kelis's name. Next thing you know, it's all over the internet. She's like, I have no idea what's going on.
wow. And then now look, now you're not getting nothing.
Well,
She
she
took
wasn't
her
getting
off.
anything to begin with. If you think, because when you look into it,
She didn't put her in as a songwriter. I thought I read that she had her in as a songwriter.
yeah. But the problem is, right, with the song that was chosen, because technically all they did was they used the drums from Milkshake. And they put those drums on this Beyonce song. I think it was Energy, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I'll just trust you.
Yeah. So they took the drums from Milkshake, put it on Energy. And Beyonce, being who Beyonce is, I guess, put Kelis's name in the credits.
Yeah.
And Kelis is like, I knew
Okay.
nothing about this.
Yeah. Which
I-
is weird.
let me continue explaining it. So she's like, I knew nothing about this. I never got a call from Pharrell, but I wouldn't expect that because she's been beefing with the Neptunes for like 20 plus years.
So she's like, I don't expect him to call me.
Right.
Anyway.
And that's when she was like, I didn't expect them to call me, but I expected maybe a call from Beyonce. She was like, because what she said was, me and Beyonce have enough mutual friends to where she could have said something. And that was her problem. That was the only problem Kelis had. She was like, me and Beyonce have enough people in between us where she could have, I just want to let you know that this is what's about to happen.
But here's what's weird. So, here's where I'm not understanding. She's upset because she was credited?
No, it's because of the way she was credited, but she gets nothing from it because of the fact that, and then she goes on to explain, she goes, her and Pharrell had the same manager for the albums that she had when she was signed to Pharrell on Star Trek.
Yeah.
They had the same manager. So on every Kelis single, Pharrell has writing credits and publishing on every single, whether he wrote anything or not.
That's crazy.
Right. So her thing with Beyonce was,
I just had an aha moment. Do you see?
My
eyes were like, what?
So she was like,
Crazy.
Beyonce is such a women's empowerment person,
Yeah,
but you're out here doing work with someone who was giving you, something from my music, but not paying me for it.
He's giving that is not even his.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. But then I was like, okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. But then I also, through these dissertations and discourses on Facebook, somebody corrected me and they were like, well, it's the drums from Milkshake, and Kelis has no writing credit on Milkshake because the Neptunes wrote that song for Britney Spears and then ended up giving it to Kelis.
She don't own nothing on that song?
Nothing.
Damn.
The vocals or something? Girl.
This is what's been her beef with the Neptunes for the last 20-some years, because she has no ownership over the records that she did while she was with them.
That's like my biggest fear, is to not own your own music.
Yeah.
And it's people out here just playing with your shit, like
exactly
throwing my stuff on Beyonce record. Like, what's going on?
And you're still making money off. That means you're still making money off of me. And again, when it comes to that, I'm on Kelis's side. Like, you're still out here making money off of me.
And I didn't even know about it.
And I don't know about it until somebody put my name on something.
Stop playing with me.
Because again, if Kelis's name was never on that, I don't think Kelis would even knew.
Yeah. You would, yeah.
Because she even said, she was like, I heard the song y'all are talking about it, but
still, if you credited me, then it's like, you know what you did.
Exactly.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I get that.
So that was Kelis's problem. So again, the Beehive is just against Kelis, period. So whether Kelis has a right to be upset or whatever, the Beehive is just like, fuck Kelis.
It's stupid.
You should have had and everybody says you should have had your paperwork right.
Shut up.
How many seasons of Unsung are there?
Right.
How many seasons of Unsung are there with...
How many biopics have we
Right.
People was getting screwed left and right.
Left and right. And people still are.
Still are.
That's true.
In 2022, people are still getting screwed in their contracts.
You have no idea. You walk in this place, you're like, oh my God, I'm a singer. I'm so excited. And they in there behind the scenes, like, basically writing all your ownership away.
Right.
You just sign because you're excited.
Right.
You don't know. You don't have anyone to
You get that $10
teach
million advance and they're like, we got them.
Yeah.
Like, Spotify could
walk in. You go
walk
the rest
in this...
of your life like, why am I broke?
Exactly.
You're confused.
It's $1 million podcast, and I got $5 in my bank account.
Where is my money going?
What did TLC tell y'all when they got that Grammy in '98? We was broke.
That's
right.
Had the #1 record in the fucking country. Ain't got the damn money to prove it.
And what's crazy is, even with that happening, the fact that your song is so popular, people just think, oh, she got money.
She got
money. Right.
Like,
your phone blowing up. You got cousins you ain't never heard of. Like, yo, can I?
They was still driving 90 Jeeps from 96.
RAV4s.
RAV4s. What?
Wow.
No.
But that's the rule. Industry rule number 4080. Record company people are shady.
Yeah, they are.
But it's like, so it's
very-
like I was saying, like somebody from Spotify could come in and offer us $10 million for our podcast to be Spotify exclusive right now, and they could put the contract in front of us, and I'd be like, I have no idea what this says.
Yeah, and it's like we don't even have. You're like, who do I even talk to figure this out? Like you.
If you
What,
don't
go talk
already
to your
have an
mom about it?
entertainment
I don't
lawyer,
know. Yeah.
that's the thing, is if you already don't have an entertainment lawyer,
You have no idea.
you're gonna see the dollar signs and just sign your life away.
And they're telling you, yeah, it's $10 million, and you're like, okay, I'll take $10 million.
Because their
don't
job
know.
is just to get you to sign the papers without reading.
And they do it well.
And they
Yeah.
do it well. Exactly.
Because
Many
they're feeding on your hope and your naivete.
Exactly.
TLC story, 16 seasons of industry.
Is it really 16
crazy.
seasons?
Yeah, I Googled it.
That's
Damn.
that's
I Googled it after listening to
That's
Fabio
wrong.
Foreign's interview.
That's right. That's right. But that's the crazy part, is like
that's just
Straight
wrong.
out of
to have enough content to make 16 seasons of a
That's what
show
I'm saying.
where
That's
people are
wrong.
where artists are getting screwed.
And the
They're all like, let me come on
majority-
and tell you my story.
The majority of them. 'Cause
Here's why I don't have money.
Right.
It's like,
Right? Here's why I'm broke.
Here's
yeah,
why I'm
it's just
broke.
like, and you on there like, how y'all keep letting these people get you? But
Look,
you don't know.
But do you know how many classic hip hop rappers live in Bridgeport right now?
Crazy. It's crazy the amount of people are like, oh yeah, I've worked with this person and that person, and you like,
We was on our way here one time
why
and
are you on
saw
Main Street?
a famous rapper in Dunkin' Donuts.
What are you doing here? Why are you here? I don't got no money. Dunkin' Donuts. Doesn't make
It
sense.
was like, wait, what the fuck are you
That's
doing
what's
here?
happening.
Getting a refresher?
Like, what's happening?
Getting the snack and bacon?
That's
Right.
wrong.
On Main Street?
And then walking down
That's
the
what I'm
street.
saying. Why are you on Main Street? What is happening?
And then like he was walking down the street. He didn't hop into a
He
car.
got no security.
Right.
Nothing. Just a regular
No
person.
driver. So you just
It's like so you just
So
walk
you
into
buy
the
your
train
own
station.
coffee and you drive yourself home?
You got fucked.
Right. What's your story?
sounds like you got swindled. Sounds
Right,
like you need
'cause-
to be on Unsung.
Right.
Because whenever anybody talks about this era of rap, they talk about you,
That's
but you walking
but
down the
you
street.
here right now.
Right here.
What's the story?
So
But that's why you gotta listen to these people when they telling you their stories of the industry, and you like, oh, you just in Bridgeport, you don't know. You better listen.
facts,
You never know.
because these contracts they having some coded words in there. Next thing you know, your house is gone.
Or you don't realize that 10 million advance, you gotta pay all that back.
Facts.
The jargon
Right.
is crazy.
Yeah,
The jargon is crazy.
Oh man,
that's how
but
they get you.
yeah. But yeah, that's the whole situation with Kelis. And again, right now she's just completely unbothered because she doesn't care
She
anymore. 'Cause,
should
like,
be.
but
What
it
is there to
never
do?
right because at the end of the day, it never really affected her.
In the first, it's just kind of like, I mean, I guess it's a respect thing.
Yeah, and that's what it
But-
was for her. Because again, going back and thinking about it, because I was when she said we have enough mutual friends that Beyonce could have contacted me. I thought about it and I was like, okay, because I've been a Kelis fan since day one. Right, we even have the same birthday. Shout out to her, August 21st, Leo's. So after being done with music, she moved on to she got a farm. She
Oh.
became a chef.
Oh,
Blah blah blah. So the last album she did, if I'm not mistaken, unless another album has dropped since, her last album was called Food, but it was basically to promote herself as a chef, right? So every
happening?
song was named after a dish,
okay.
right? But
She's very food heavy. It started with Milkshake, and we just go down
well,
the
the
food
second
rabbit
album was
hole.
called Tasty. No, excuse me, third album was called Tasty.
That's fascinating.
Foreshadow.
Right. But yeah, so to promote that album, I remember what she did was she did like this big, because it was around Christmas time. She had like all her celebrity friends over to her house. She cooked for everybody.
That's nice.
Right. And so I think you can still find that on YouTube. But one of the people in the room that she was cooking for,
Was Beyonce?
Kelly Rowland.
Oh,
She's friends with Kelly
Oh,
Rowland. So
girl.
when she said
That's the only mutual friend you need.
but see,
exactly,
I just feel like we can't ask Kelly to do everything. Just because they know each other. That woman is trying to live her life. And
I agree
hey,
with
can
you.
you slide this message by Beyonce?
I agree with
I
you.
agree with you.
I agree with you. But at the same time, she's like, we have enough mutual friends that you could have said something to somebody.
I just feel like that's why you have agents and managers and people.
You are
have
right.
Your people call my people. Stop asking Kelly to report on Beyonce.
But again,
she don't know.
This had everything to do with the fans.
You're right.
Going back to the root of the problem.
Yeah.
This had everything to do with the fans.
Making something out of nothing.
Beehive.
Because Kelis probably would have not known this would have happened if Beyonce didn't put out the track list before the album dropped, and you see Kelis's name on a song. Kelis is on stage. She has no idea. You on stage. You have no idea what's going on. You look at your phone. It's like, oh, my name is on Beyonce's album. Why?
Now you looking into it and making a thing out of it. So now what I want to know, Beyonce with her Beehive, she loves them deep.
Mm-hmm.
So do you get mad when they start doing stuff like that? And now they're causing you problems?
I don't know.
Like, do you go back into the Patreon and be like, listen, do you get on your OnlyFans?
Hey, y'all, I didn't ask y'all to do that shit.
Right.
Hey, yo,
now, I told y'all to get information.
You're like, team meeting at 11.
Okay.
Team meeting at midnight.
We need to talk about
Yeah.
some shit.
Who the fuck asked y'all to say that?
Yeah, because they just starting stuff and it's like.
As soon as me and Jay get off our date.
Right. We need to talk.
We need to talk, y'all.
Because
shit.
Y'all messing my shit up. It's like weird. But
because now I'm thinking about it. Has anybody ever checked their fans?
Yeah. I've seen that. I feel like I've seen Nikki do that.
Has she?
I think so. Because Nikki has that weird type of, like, she think they all her friends or something. Like, the way she be talking to them, you be like, oh, okay. Oh, you know who checks their fans all the time? Doja Cat.
Does she really?
She's rude. What's crazy is I'm a Doja fan, but I had to unfollow her because I'm like, she's not talking to me.
I only listen to her music. I don't know anything about Doja outside of just her music.
Doja is, wow.
It's about the extent that I go.
What is it?
Woman is my shit.
Yeah,
really?
But I was a Doja fan. Like,
music.
yeah, she is.
But she's I was about to say she's an annoying person, which she kind of is just.
She just shaved her head.
Yes, she did.
She shaved her head and cut off her eyebrows.
On live.
Down bad behind these white men.
Maybe.
That's what I said. Fucking around with them white boys.
Never mind.
Stranger Things.
What?
Stranger Things. Stranger
what was you saying,
indeed.
TK? Hold up.
Stranger Things indeed.
I dealt with one white dude and I said, you know what? That's what I get. I said, that's all right. That's enough. That's all right. Because it just went downhill fast. I said, that's what you get.
Man.
And it's been black boys ever since. I said, you knew that already. So that's what I was going to say.
Speaking of which.
But anyway, yeah, Doja, she be like cussing her fans out all the time. And I be like, how do they still love you? It's crazy.
Because they like that abuse. White boys love that abuse.
It's very weird.
It's a kink.
And they be like, they'll be in the comments like, it's okay, Doja, we still love you. I mean, like, she just told y'all your parents never loved you. Like, what's going on? I don't know. I was like, I'm going to just subscribe to the music because she wildin'.
Right. Every time she hasn't dropped anything bad in a very long time. And that's why, like, when people were trying to cancel her, like, I was like,
you can't cancel her.
It's difficult because
she has a
everything
machine
she drops
behind her, too.
Yeah, but I don't care. It's a cold day in hell for you slander Carl Williams and Angela Davis.
She did some weird
slander my parents. They're still getting my coins. Fuck your streams.
She said, I'm sorry you guys had parents tell you that you weren't shit and you were never gonna be shit or something like that.
She was just in a 17-year-old's DMs because you needed him to be your wingman.
I forgot about that
Let's
already.
grow up.
No, I just said, you know what? I'm gonna just listen to the music. Because you remember back in the day when you didn't know artists like that?
Yes,
You just
I
listened
miss
to
that.
music.
I
Yes.
I miss that.
I miss that era.
Me too.
It was a
I
simpler-
don't
it
really
was a
need
simpler
to know
time.
you like
Like,
that.
bring the mystique back.
Yes.
Bring the
That,
mystique
like,
back.
Mystique
Where
was
you
great.
can't wait to see like what the album art is gonna look like and what that little booklet is gonna be in
Yeah.
there, because that's the closest you could get to them is the little
Mhm.
booklet with the pictures in it.
Or the one time they did an interview
And you was
on somebody Arsenio
radio
Hall show or
station
like
or
a radio
something.
station. Yeah.
There
and you
was
couldn't
no-
wait. They was on 106 in Park and you was on there like, oh my God. And
There
now
was
it's
no
just
better artist at the art of critique, at the art of mystique than Prince.
Prince,
Prince.
Alicia Keys, Maxwell, because you don't
Yeah,
hear shit about
you don't
Maxwell
hear shit about
until he's about to
Maxwell.
drop something.
Because
which is
I've
great.
noticed his pattern though. I figured it out after Black Summer's Night with Pretty Wings, the first installment. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, so every 8 years this nigga.
8 years. Oh my God.
He's like a lunar eclipse.
it's a
I was
long,
like-
it's a long wait time.
I was like, he'll drop an album, dip out, and then like he would be on Twitter and you would see him like bike riding through like Brooklyn in a fitted Yankees hat. And he'd just be smiling.
He just go back to being a
gleeful.
regular person.
Just go back
Right.
to being a regular person, and then you wouldn't see him post shit. And the next thing you know,
Album about to drop.
new single.
Yeah,
Like,
And you like,
I love that. I love
I miss
love
that.
shit.
I
missed
miss
it
that.
too. The times when you didn't have to know the inner workings of people's entanglements and relationships.
Talk about it.
Come on.
It was just you just knew them as Will Smith and
Yes.
Jada Pinkett, and you were like,
And
wow.
you knew nothing about their life outside of this movie.
And it be stuff. Sometimes y'all ever had that moment where like they come out and make a statement, and you like,
I didn't even
I
know
didn't,
that.
yeah, like I did not need that. It's just more than I needed to know about you.
Somebody said something the other day. I'm trying to remember which artist it was. Kevin Gates. Shout out to Aura. She said her
Oh,
Facebook
she
status. She said everything I know about Kevin
Is
Gates is
against
out
my
is
will."
against my will.
I don't even want to know this stuff. She
I
said,
don't
at
know if
this
you-
point, y'all forcing it on me.
And then I don't know if you had seen my response. 'Cause I think somebody has said, like he needs to stop talking, and I was like, people need to stop interviewing him.
Right.
Okay.
The people are going to
that
keep interviewing him
but
because
you
they
know
know they're
what?
going to get sound bites.
But you know what? At this point, though, people don't even need to be interviewed because that Instagram Live is where people really be like shooting themselves in the foot. Because they log on, ain't no PR people there to tell you don't say
Mhm.
that, stop talking. They come on, Ray J, come on,
Talk about it.
and just start rambling. And you like, is he okay?
No,
No.
just embarrassing.
No,
like,
Ray J just has
Somebody
this.
help him.
He has this weird personality where he just needs attention.
Embarrassing his
My-
sister.
Here's my question.
Sister is a legend.
I love her,
Yes.
by the way. My
Icon.
question is, are we taking Ray J seriously?
No,
Okay.
Are we taking RSVP serious?
No.
let's talk about it.
It's RSVP. No,
That's
we're
not
not
a-
taking.
I don't. I'm not.
That's not a super.
I'm not gonna
We're not
run.
taking
I'm not gonna
those-
run to the
That's-
record store to get an RSVP. Like
That
back when
photo
CDs
shoot.
was a thing.
Yeah,
I'm not
I miss
waiting
CDs.
outside the store for the RSVP CD.
that's not a super
Oh.
group.
Are you gonna RSVP for the RS?
I see what you did
You're
there.
gonna,
No, but
pre-save
something.
that album.
Something. Yeah, right. It's something. I don't know. It's something about that Instagram Live that gave people a little too much power. And
Social media
in
gave
general,
people
you're right.
too much power.
It just gives you the right to just tell me stuff that I
don't
didn't
care
want to
about.
know. And then it's everybody is sharing it, saying how they didn't want to see it. So why are you sharing it? Now I gotta see it.
See, that's okay. I'm glad you said
I
that
don't
because
share shit,
one of
guys.
my things.
If you don't like it,
I'm like that. I don't like that. I may make a status about it. I'll be like, yo, I just seen da 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 da, but I ain't gonna actually give
Yeah.
you the video.
like, don't
so
pick
you
it up
can
and put it
share
in front of me.
No, I'm just be like, yo, this is what I saw. This is how I feel.
Look it up if you want.
Go
to.
find it on your own.
But as artists, right? All three of us can relate to this, right? People will share shit that they don't like more than sharing our content.
Absolutely.
Like,
Just gets me so mad.
I hate it.
This
like
gets me
you
so
look,
mad.
you
I hate
look
it so
at your
much.
face, your Instagram stories, and it's all people sharing shit,
Negative stuff.
negative things,
people complaining about stuff. So don't share it then.
Exactly. It's only getting the attention that it's getting because you're sharing it, dumbass.
Right. Or what I really can't stand is like, and it be people that are like, they know you personally. They see you in real life. You're really cool with them. They will share Beyonce's album, but they don't share yours. And you
Come
like,
on. You've
Beyonce
been out here.
doesn't need your help.
She literally is a billionaire.
Like she does not need your help.
You are talking to me at the bus stop for bus 8.
You've seen my apartment.
Help me.
You've seen my apartment.
Help me.
Nigga.
Oh my God.
You have been out here stapling
You know where I work at.
your posters
By
to
myself.
telephone poles.
Straight one person street team just out here.
Ain't no algorithm
staple gun.
on the streets. Ain't no algorithm
On these
streets.
On these streets.
I clock in at 7:15 every
Okay.
day. I'm up by 6:15.
Working.
And you got the nerve.
I'm in here. I ran out of staples. Now I'm taping stuff to the bus stations and stuff. But you
Gotta
shared
get
Renaissance.
Scotch tape.
But you shared Renaissance.
You share
track for track.
We already know Beyonce came out. We don't need that. She don't need your help.
God damn.
Track for track, you shared Renaissance.
This is my favorite song today. Nobody cares about that. We know that already.
The chokehold, this song.
Hey,
And then,
but
and
did you even realize Conversations came out on Friday?
Help me. Like, it just came out a day ago. Like, help me out. I could see after a week or two, you like, all right, I'm going to stop sharing it. But, bruh.
Give me the same energy you gave Beyonce.
Y'all been talking about Beyonce since she dropped. I make good music, too.
Yeah, you
know what I'm
do.
saying?
Let's talk
Dude,
about that
let's
music.
talk
Let's have a
about
conversation
that.
about conversations.
All I'm saying is Beyonce famous already.
Boom. And that's the thing. Beyonce can save millions on marketing because
And
y'all
she
do
do.
it for her.
You do it
And
for
she do.
her.
Beyonce has been dropping albums with no warning for years now. She just put it out.
Because y'all know that every Friday at midnight
Talk about that.
To look at your phone.
to look at your phones, because she'll get on Instagram,
And that's the thing.
Out of nowhere.
post a picture.
And you like, ooh,
And
it's coming.
y'all like,
It's
there's an
coming.
album coming. There's an
Beyonce's
album
coming.
coming. So
Okay.
you stay glued to your phone. Like, okay.
She had y'all on the edge of y'all seats for 3 fucking months. Like,
Facts.
off one picture, and y'all knew that there was gonna be a Friday. You
It's
didn't
coming.
know which Friday.
It's coming.
At midnight, you didn't know which midnight. But you knew something
But
was coming.
every Friday,
So
you was up
every
on your
Friday
phone.
at midnight, you was looking at Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you was at, you was ready.
Say that.
Same thing with Kanye. Remember when people was waiting for Kanye to
Oh,
drop
y'all
that
was
album?
ready.
And Kanye was like, nah, I ain't dropping
Nah,
it
not
today.
yet. And now y'all lost sleep. Y'all
See?
got to be
and
up
Kanye
for work.
don't care about y'all either.
Because
He
he a
don't.
billionaire too.
He
Because
really
guess
don't.
what? Y'all got to be up to work at 6. Now y'all at work. I'm tired. I ain't
I
getting
was
enough
up waiting
sleep.
for the
Looking for
Kanye
Kanye.
album.
Now y'all
Up
mad
looking
at
for
these
Kanye.
motherfuckers. Stop letting billionaires run your damn life.
It's 3 a.m. Y'all on
It's
Twitter.
3
Did
a.m.
Kanye drop
Did
yet?
Kanye drop yet? No, nigga, go to sleep.
It's sad.
Now you
That's
at work
all
the
I'm
next
saying.
morning with
Now
a
you at
double shot of
work.
espresso.
Trying to
But
figure out
I
what
gotta
life is.
I gotta DM you and ask you to share my shit.
I don't even do that shit.
And I
no
don't even want to
fucking
be
more.
in here like that. This junk is weird.
That seems
I
so
had
damn
started-
like
I-
beggy.
I had started doing it. I said, this feels slimy.
It feels
And I
stupid,
stopped.
right?
And I stopped. I
It
said,
feels
this-
stupid.
I did like a few people. I said, you know what? If you
Yeah.
save it or not, it's up to you. I can't.
I'm even like tagging people in my shit.
it
I
feels
just-
slimy.
I just did like a little music. I just put like a little music video together last week.
And if
I'm-
you like it, but what's so crazy, what doesn't make any sense to me, you'll put something out and they start messaging you personally. Yo, this
DM
is
me to tell me you
fire.
like it.
I love this.
Then share it, nigga. What the
Share
fuck?
it.
Why are you? I already know it's good. You gotta tell other people. You gotta tell. You don't tell me.
Wasn't this a panel discussion?
Oh,
This was on the.
We've talked about it right here on this show.
Because
Like,
one of
come
my biggest
on.
pet peeves, like I've had people like post on like Snap stories or Instagram stories, right? And they're listening to my records and they're singing it, and I'm like, oh, it's dope. And they send it directly to me.
like
I'm
yo, this junk fire.
And I'm like, I do appreciate that, but
I
like,
was there when I made
was
it.
there when I wrote it,
I already
recorded it,
know.
produced it. I know that
I
shit's
know
fine.
that already.
Guess what? I sent the deposit for the studio time, nigga.
Right.
Like, so
I
now
need you.
I need you to do a little bit more
and share it.
And share that to the world because guess what? I already know the song heat. I know how the song
That's
sound.
why I put it out.
Like,
But
it
even
sound good.
and even with a podcast, people will listen to an episode and text you as they're listening
I'm
and be like, "Yo,
listening to
remember
this
when
right
you
now."
said nah?" Like,
be like, yeah, I do.
It's like y'all don't get. It's the weirdest thing. Like y'all will share the most random stuff. You'll share something and say LOL, but you can't just share. Yo, my friend just put out this music. It's really good. Cause you saying it is so much more powerful than me saying it.
right?
It's like I just need you to just it don't even take much. Just share it. I had to tell people, hey, if you like it, post it. I don't think I should have to.
But the flip side of that, right? There was a local artist last week. And I don't. It's not disrespect when I call you a local artist. It's just that you're an artist and you live in this this area.
That's just a factual statement.
Right, but you know, people take local artists offensively.
Oh.
But there's dope artists. We've had them here on the show. Said on Facebook the other day, "Don't share my music if you don't listen to it." And I'm like, huh?
No. You could do whatever you want. If you can share it wherever you want.
But I'm like, even if I didn't
Why?
listen to it, me sharing it
Brings you another.
brings
Yeah,
you
don't say
somebody
that.
that might like your music.
That's being childish. I don't go by them rules. You could share anything you want, whether you heard
Share
it, listen
my
to it,
shit.
whether you like it or not. You could share my stuff.
Because the thing is, it's like, yo, it might not be your thing,
Right.
but who's to say that it ain't their thing?
Exactly.
Like somebody, like I had posted my shit. Actually, it wasn't even me. It was a friend of mine had posted my shit, and I think I had just retweeted that she had posted it. And somebody else that came in was like, "Wait, there's somebody in Connecticut that's doing like '90s R&B," and I had no idea.
That-
Yeah.
You'd be
Like
surprised.
90s, be like, yeah, I've kind of,
Been doing this
I've
for
been doing this for a while.
several
now.
years.
Several
You'd be
years now.
surprised.
Like, yeah, this, hi.
Nice to meet you. Please
Welcome
just
in.
hop
Come
on the boat.
in. Yeah, just join in. It's good over here.
Okay.
We like to feel good. We like to give you good quality
That's
music.
what I'm
so
saying.
stay here for a while.
And if
Stay
you know
here for a
other
while.
Send it on to them.
Bring them on over.
Tell them.
We can have a party.
Okay.
Make a playlist.
Make a playlist.
That's the most
create a following because then we
strange
can
thing.
start doing tours and concerts and shows, and we
doing
can
Together.
more
we can do.
stuff,
We can get
yeah.
all. We can come together as a family, as a unit, conglomerate, if you will, and
a beehive of sorts,
yeah,
for lack of a better term.
a team breezy, if you will. Come on in,
Okay.
and stick with me for a while because that's all we asking for, y'all.
Yes.
It's really not much.
It's not a lot.
But that's also why the other day I was sitting thinking, and that's why I had posted that thing. Like when you're fighting for a goal, like when you know what it feels like to be fighting for a goal, you understand the importance of supporting other people who are fighting for goals.
Facts.
Because once you realize what that is, you realize how much you need to be hitting the share button.
Right, but you see, because you always talk about how much I share your shit. Because I'm
Yes.
like, because
I
I
get
know,
it. I get it.
I know what it's like when you out here. You spend how much money on
Screaming
studio
into a black
fees?
hole.
How much money on studio fees? You up there making
St. John.
cover
Getting
art,
equipment, and all
that-
of this stuff, doing all
and
this
all
stuff.
you want is somebody to
To just
share
listen
your
to it.
shit and listen to it.
That's
Share
all.
my shit. That's it. That's
That's all.
all we need.
It's
man.
I don't know. It's the strangest. I'll never get it because it's like social media. Literally, all you do is share stuff all day.
And let's
It's like what? So what happened?
Like, why'd you stop?
but why'd you stop when it came to me
Like,
though?
when it came to me, like, what was the?
But
What made you
let's
think-
talk about her rollout, right?
Indeed.
Because she had a different photo shoot
you
for
put me
every
on-
song.
gosh.
You put me on to that. I was like, okay, and it was funny because even, I forgot how the reel of you stapling the flyers even came up on my.
I think I sent
feed.
it to you.
Yeah, I think you sent it to me.
Yeah.
No, you posted.
The
it.
most
'cause
supportive
I shared it.
You
ever. Yep.
Come on. And
Come
so,
on, somebody.
come on. And I was like, yo, that's dope. I was like, I like that. And then I was in my mind, I was like, cause ain't no algorithms in these streets. And I had posted it. And then like when he had sent me your rollout, I was like, hold on a minute.
7 songs,
Oh,
a
shit.
different post every day until
For
the
one
day
week.
that the album
Right.
releases.
But then I didn't realize it was her. Because I just thought it was just
So
another
that's where the
artist.
disconnect be happening.
Because
I'm
then
sitting
I
here in
was
the-
like, okay, got it.
Ugh.
And then he was like, yeah, we want to have, such and such on the show. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, I know, I knew who you were, but I didn't know that video.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was you.
Yeah.
I saw it was another artist. So then when he sent me the rollout, I was like, wait, that picture looked familiar. I'll be there.
You like, oh. It took a minute.
I was like,
It took a
dots
little while.
connected.
But see, and that's what made me decide, like, I have to be in these people's face every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like people will see it and it's like it doesn't register like, oh, I should be paying attention.
Right.
They'll see it like 2-3 times and still it won't register like, oh, I should be locked in paying attention to this. Other people, like bigger artists, they could say something one time and
it's all over the internet.
And like you
It's all
said,
over the
every Friday for 3 months we waiting.
We wait.
But bigger artists, you really have to be that, like, I don't want to be in your face taking pictures. At some point, I was like, how many different angles y'all need to see me in? Like,
Right.
I don't want to be in y'all face 7 days in a row, but I will. And I don't want to be out here putting my face up on telephone poles, but I will.
Yeah.
Okay?
You gotta
And at the
figure
bus
it out.
station, I will do that. Like,
Right.
at this point, it's like you can't be humble about what you want.
Listen,
because
I
no
was
one cares.
I was having this conversation with my lady recently. It was like, we got to be shameless
That's exactly
about
what it is.
sharing our shit. Like, because even
exactly
like,
what it
because
is.
we were talking about Tyler the Creator, and he had said something in an interview once. He was like, how do you think you are going to be successful if you do something, you just share it one time and just think people are going to.
He was like,
And you like, I got it like that.
He's like,
They heard me.
He's like, how you gonna be passive?
Yeah, how you going to be
your
passive
own
about your
shit?
own shit?
And he attacked me because I was a king.
I felt attacked too.
I
Yeah,
was a king of
but it's true.
of shameless plugs for a while. I would shamelessly plug myself all the fucking time in people's comment sections and everything. And then somewhere along the line, I was like, all right,
Let me chill out.
I'm tired.
It's tiring because it
Like,
feels
I'm
like
tired.
all you're doing is talking about yourself, and
Yeah.
it makes you uncomfortable
Yeah.
to have to talk
It
about
feels
yourself
slimy.
that
Yeah.
often.
You're just like, I'm doing a
I'm
lot.
like,
But at
Right.
some point, you gotta be like,
fuck it.
fuck, yeah, exactly. Whatever. Like, I gotta do what I gotta do. But what's even weird about that is, like, even when people see that, they will double tap and like it all
But won't
day
share it.
and still won't share it. And you're like, I am in your face every day,
Every day.
in a different angle. And you still not sharing. You just look at her go.
Yeah.
Cheerleader.
Good for you, double tap.
I
Cheerleading.
don't
And then
care
share the
about-
very next post.
Yeah,
Right. And you know what
cheerleading.
I've decided too? Because I was posting every day. I said somebody is gonna unfollow me because they tired of seeing me.
I'm always afraid of that.
And
I'm
I
always afraid of
I
that.
said I do not care because at that point that tells me I didn't need you following me anyway. Because you not followers are like supporters. If you tired of seeing me, that means you're not excited about this music coming out, which means you didn't need to be.
or
here in
you
the
just
first
don't.
place.
So you're not here to support me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're just here to watch.
I said for everybody I lose, I'll gain somebody. So it is what it is.
So let me ask you this: how did you even think of the rollout in the way that you did?
It's a good idea. So there was supposed to be 9 songs on this project,
Okay.
but I had a deadline I was trying to meet. I said some of y'all got to go, so I cut them
Okay.
off. And so it came down to the 7 songs. I knew I wanted to do 7 different looks because I was like, it's 7 songs. That's not that much. I feel like
Mhm.
I can
Yeah.
do that. So I knew I was gonna have different photos anyway, but I was expecting to only do cover art. So I would
Mhm.
I was gonna just drop them all at once. But at some point, I don't know what made me decide every day I'm gonna go on here. I
Mhm.
think because I was looking through them and I was like, there's a few good ones in here. And I was like, I don't want to announce it, kind of using the reference that I had from the last 2 singles I put out, where
Okay.
it was like, they're excited for a day or two and then everybody just kind of disappears.
Goes back, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think, how can I be more aggressive about it, but like still make it creative? Because I've also noticed when you just keep sharing the same thing over and over and over, eventually
Mhm.
people don't
People
see
stop
it
paying-
anymore.
Yeah.
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 So I was like, I have to make it colorful. I'm literally
Mhm.
like, how can I make this the most like stimulating thing I
Yeah.
can think of.
Bright colors.
It has to
and
be
yeah.
colorful. It has to be cute. It has to be like, oh, I've never seen something like this before.
Right.
And it just so happened that like I had the 7 day. I had enough time. It wasn't a last minute thing because
Right.
I do things last minute. I do, but since I had the amount of time, I had counted the days out wrong, and luckily I was on vacation during this time. I had plenty of time to check myself.
Gotcha.
So when I realized, okay, this is the 7 day mark, I was like, so then that's what I'll do. I'll just drop them one by one and see what happens and try to make it as stimulating as possible. Because
now, I will admit that even during the 7 day rollout, I did not share some of those because
That's
I was
fine.
like, but I had a reason.
oh,
Because you know how people talk, right? So you had 7 day rollout, and every day is a different, post. So I was like, I see what she's doing,
mm-hmm.
and I'm recognizing it, but I don't want to share her like every day because I don't want somebody to think something's going on between these two because he's sharing her every day.
Oh my god!
Every day he's posting pictures of TeeKay.
Which is the weirdest thing. But people do think like that.
I know, but I'm like,
so
all right, I'm gonna
stupid.
chill for a minute,
But I
and
get
then
it.
I'm gonna chill for a couple of days, and I'm gonna go back to sharing.
And also too, what I've noticed is like my sister, she'll share every single thing I ever put. Like she doesn't care what it is. She's like, oh my god, my sister. But even her, like with her reposting me, it's kind of the same as me constantly posting myself. You get numb to it, so it's kind of better for you not to share it every single day because then they just start glazing over just like they would do for me.
Right.
So different reasonings, but still good strategy that you had.
Because like going back to like what you were saying about just sharing something like eye catching, but make it a little bit different because people will become numb to it.
It's the
Even
internet.
like Roz had said to us when it came to like promoting podcasts and kickbacks and things of that nature, he was like, you could post the same exact flyer, just change the background color.
Yes. Because people think, oh, I saw this already. It could say different. It could have different information, but they think they saw it already.
Right.
So they don't care.
So you change the color, they're gonna look at it again.
Yep. Because they think, oh, what's this one?
Right.
And then they're like, oh, it's
the same thing again, but it's a reminder. Same, So
Yep.
The human mind is simple.
And it is. And once you start to realize like how kind of
simple it is.
we all are.
Yeah.
And how our attention span is like that, and then we move on.
But this is what social media is turning us into,
And
is making our attention this fast.
Yeah. And you also have to think like, what do I think when I see stuff like this? So that's what that's why even when you look at the post, they all say the same thing, but it's just a different picture.
Right.
So it's like, for me, if I was looking at this, that would register for me because I'd be like, oh, conversations August 5th, like we get it, but nice picture, and it's just a refresher.
Right.
So I try to always think like, what would I want to see?
What would
like
catch
what would
my
work
eye?
for me?
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're a consumer too.
Right.
It's just we also are creators.
Yeah, we are creators / consumers.
Yes.
It's just, so we're on both sides of this fence, unfortunately.
Yes.
So I did, or we wanted to ask, because we was also talking about this on the way here. Did you produce the entire album by yourself?
Yes, except for Conversation, the first song. So that first song was done, a guy, John J. Rock, he works at Just Right Studios in Bridgeport, which is like, they're awesome over there. We recorded that song in 2018.
Wow.
Long time ago. So that kind of is what sparked
Simpler time.
everything. Right. So what ended up happening, the reason I did produce literally everything from the ground up, like I did everything myself. But the reason that I ended up doing that, Studio 13 Entertainment, was because the song Pressure, the second song I put out, I had recorded that there too at Just Right Studios. But at the time, I think J-Rock was working on his own project. And so he was excited about the song, but he just didn't get to it in time.
Got you.
And I just was like, I'm tired of waiting. And
so you recorded it yourself.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, I never would have thought like, oh, let me go on this whole entire production journey. I was talking to one of my friends, Alicia, and I was like, I feel like producers like don't know what to do with my music sometimes, because I like coming with this guitar and like singing kind of weird stuff, and they're just like, this isn't typical like R&B stuff. She was like, do it yourself. And I said, yo, nothing in the world has ever registered in my brain the way that I don't know what made me decide. I don't even think that's what she meant when she said do it yourself. Right. But I said bet. And I just like, I'm going to do everything myself.
But having, being your friend and having been watching your social media and seeing everything that you've been doing from the ground up,
It's a
like
lot.
watching you write the record, watching you produce the record, watching you put the lyrics word for word on these apps.
Typing out lyrics and syncing them up so when they come on Instagram. One thing I will say is I'm super like not a perfectionist, but very like attention detailed and like I'm very detail oriented, so like all that stuff, which is why it's so exhausting. Like I pay attention to every single thing, so I'm really sitting here like, oh, I kind of messed that up, let me go back and make sure I can sync it so when it comes out. And this is stuff that like nobody cares about this stuff, but I do.
But as creatives, we do.
You care about
like
it.
that, and that's why people should be sharing this shit
because
it's like
so much
you
into
put
it.
so much work into this EP.
So much into it.
You produced it. You wrote it.
I mixed
it,
mastered it. I literally, and if you go in my little studio, you'll see like there's like a closet with the microphone in there, and then there's like, and I've had to acquire all these little things one by one because they all cost money.
Oh, lots of money.
So it's like all this. There's sound blankets on the walls, like all this stuff, and it's just. I've like fallen asleep on. I tell people when they come in the studio, like don't have shoes on because like I fall asleep on the floor. So I would rather not.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, but I'm happy to do it all myself because number one, if I don't like something, I know exactly what it is I don't like and I know how to fix it for next time. And it's like I get exactly what I want, like on my time. So
you ain't waiting on somebody else
ever.
Because
No.
I remember looking at the pictures myself, like fuck. Because
so the story, I'm so sorry.
So she hits me up because, mind you, remember, for the people that don't know,
I don't wait long.
Many years ago, I had posted on my social media that because I have so many artist friends that I'm like, just send me your music. And I just want to create a photo shoot for you based off of what I hear, to do your album work and whatnot. Right. So far, the only people, shout out to these artists. The only people that have done so have been Denzel, have been Urban Nerd, have been TeeKay, and have been Alicia. And I think I'm missing somebody else. But so far, like those 4 people are the only people to reach out to me and say, here's the music.
What do you see?
Basically, yeah. So I shot your first single, Lucky Lady.
First single was
and then you hit me up for Pressure.
I did.
And next thing I know,
Pressure came out.
Yeah, Pressure came out, and I was like, okay.
There's something wrong with me. I'll be like, if I'm like in the moment and I'm like, oh, this is a good time to take pictures, I'll just do it. And then I'm like, sorry.
Because I shared it. You was like, my bad.
Yeah, and I did that twice because
you did it with this album too. Because you hit me up. She hit me up. She was like, "Hey, it's about time. I'm about to drop this EP. We about to shoot again." And I was like, "All right, bet." But she was like, "But I know you're on hiatus." But I was like, "But I'll make time for you."
But he was like, "When are you gonna do it?" I'm like, "I don't know for sure. I know it's gonna be next month. I don't know exactly when."
And then I look on my Instagram story, and she has a whole setup in her house that she was doing by herself.
There's something wrong.
And I commented. I was like,
"Okay,
hey yo,
all right."
He's like, "What are you doing?"
You were like Jonah Hill in Superbad.
Fuck me, right?
Fuck me, right?
Like, what?
I was like, because the whole time I've been waiting for her to just text me, call me, DM me, like, yo, I'm ready.
Camera been fully charged.
He was like, what's happening here? But you know what? And that's how
by the front door.
There is something wrong with me because why would you go and buy like all this studio equipment to take photos? I bought backdrops.
I know.
I was in my bedroom like with a whole setup, a tripod. There's something wrong with me, but I don't know what it is. It's like once I decide like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. It's like, it has to happen. Yeah. And it's just like, sorry guys.
But it's fine because I love what you did. But still, like, I watched the entire rollout. Like, I could have shot that.
He like, wow. Okay. bet. Okay. So you don't.
She actually didn't need to break a sweat. Like,
right.
I could have did that for you.
And that's exactly what I was thinking because Denzel is shameless about, yo, I need you for this cover.
Because
And I'd be like, all right, let's go.
I'll pull up.
I'm good for regulating.
He like
I'm delegate. I'd be like, okay, because I know for me, like the mixing, anybody who can do mixing and mastering, I respect with an immense amount.
It's a lot
because that kind of tedious work I cannot
That's
stand.
the word.
Like,
it's tedious.
Yeah, I hate tedious work
Because
like,
it's tweaking.
Yeah,
and tweaking
it's like
and
I've
tweaking.
tried it before on my own. And I'm like, yeah, nah, this is too much. Like I could, like if I really sat down and really just, I'm sure I could, but I'm like, yeah, I don't want to.
Mhm.
So like, let me find somebody who can, and
Who
I don't
wants
mind.
to do this.
I have no issue paying for convenience.
Mhm.
Pictures, same thing. Like I self. No.
I'm not about to do that.
I'm like, I got like 8 friends.
They got expensive cameras.
They got cameras. They know studios. They know lighting and expose. Let me
I'll
call
let
one of
them
these.
do this.
Like, let me call one of these guys up. You know what I mean? People up and see what they doing and see what we can make happen.
See if we could set something
Yeah, see if we
up.
can set something up. Like, so anybody who can do that is, yeah, I definitely hit him.
I gotta tip my hat to you though.
It's a lot.
Yeah, because that's.
But I will say, for a few of them, I did have help. I used my friend Daylon. I was like, hey, man, I just need you.
Hey, man.
I was talking to him. I was like, I need you to just come up here, take some pictures. So we're in the process. He took the only one picture he took for me. I can't think of which other ones. He took some of the bedroomized ones, but eventually, because like I'm like, I want to take videos. I want to have like photos. I want all this stuff. So eventually he was getting a little tired and I could see,
you can go.
It's 7. I'm like doing outfit changes and stuff.
Yeah.
And eventually, I was like, you can go. It's fine. And I just finished
I got
the
the
rest
rest
myself.
of it. It's
I was
fine.
like, but he took some really good pictures. The body parts, he took those for me.
Okay.
So, but after I was like, I get this. I'm like, I fully understand this is a lot. Like,
Yeah.
You have to be crazy to want to do this.
Yeah.
So I don't get mad if you clock out on me. I don't. I'm like, I get tired of myself. Like I get it. So
yeah. And so your first 2 singles, Lucky Lady and Pressure, are not on Conversations.
No. So I was gonna redo Pressure and put it on Conversations. I was just talking to somebody about this earlier. But like I said, and there was another song that I didn't get to finish. And I took it off because I really was aiming for August.
Okay.
And so Pressure, and also in the beginning phases of learning to mix, you do a lot of weird stuff. And once you start to learn what you're doing and you come back, you're like, I can't even touch it. Like, I don't know what I was doing.
Right.
So I was just like, this is going to take too long for me to undo a lot of this weird stuff I did and try to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, it's not worth it. The song is already out. Just let it be out. So I was like, forget it.
But if you know, obviously the Pressure remix, because it's literally the literal term of remix.
That we could do. That
Exactly.
could be done.
So if you do a Conversations Deluxe.
I never thought of a deluxe.
Boom, boom, boom.
The remixes don't be remixing like they used to.
Right.
Wow. I had 2 aha moments.
Boom.
I didn't even think about doing a deluxe. That's a great idea.
Yeah. So the songs that you didn't put, that didn't make it to Pressure, you can still release later. Just re-release Pressure
as a deluxe. But then I still have to try to. Pressure is gonna take some fixing. I don't know what I was doing over
You got time.
Yeah, I do.
You're on your own time now. You ain't got no record label on your back, like.
And I'm not trying to hit no debt. I was saying, I'm like, I have so much like creative free time now because most of my life was doing this, and it's done. So now I just am free
on your own time, right?
So yeah, now I can definitely go back and look at Pressure. I want to finish that other song because it was a good song, but yeah, it was a lot.
Okay. But Conversations, like when I listen to it, I'm like, oh, we went a different direction from Pressure and Lucky Lady.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know TeeKay like this.
No, I don't either. No, you're right.
I'm listening to songs. I'm like, wait a minute, who is this? Who is this woman?
I don't know.
Talk about 1 + 1 is 3.
No, no. Hold on. For that song,
That was a
that's
vibe.
not even my song. Wait, that's
Okay.
my song, but the idea for that song
Okay.
came from a friend. That did not come from me.
Okay.
He was like, "You should write a song about cheating and how it can be bad, but it can also be good." So I said, "Bet." And so I wrote it. But in that second verse, he was like, I feel like he literally was like, you should say something like, I know it's not justified, but you got something you can't provide. So that song, I didn't come up with that song. The concept for that came from someone else, and I just wrote it. So that's not me.
All right, but
That's not me.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad song because it's a great song.
I love that song.
That's one
Right.
of my favorites off the.
A lot of people are saying
Off the
that
EP.
3 and Body Parts.
I was about to say Body Parts as well.
Yeah.
Body
was
Parts.
me.
I was like, okay.
That's-
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
want to give you my heart, but let's exchange body parts. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Because we've all been there.
We've all been.
We've all been there. That is a relatable ass
all-
song.
But you know
Yeah.
what I love about Body Parts, and it's like different people are like responding to it differently. But for that song, it was like I wanted it to sound happy and
Mhm.
like upbeat, and like I always picture like running through like a flower field. But if you actually listen to it, you're like, oh, this is kind of sad, because it's like. What happened to her? But why does she feel like that? But it sounds like you're like, okay. It's so I was kind of trying to do like a
But-
juxtaposition.
When you're at a certain age,
It's a
you
great
don't
song.
think like something's wrong with her. It's
Yeah.
like, I've been here too.
And that's what I love
Yeah.
is that relatability. Like, yeah, I get it.
Right.
You
Because
know?
I'm listening to it. I'm like, I get this. I completely get the sentiment behind this song.
Where it's like,
I may not be there now,
but I've been there.
but I've been there.
Where you literally, you just look at somebody and like, listen, this is all I could give you right now. I don't even got
You
it in
cool.
me.
That's all I got.
Yeah, but I don't even got it in me to be doing all of that. Like, so what's up? What are you trying to
You want me to be committed?
do? We've been there.
Yeah.
It's a phase of life I feel like we all go through.
And also Take the Edge Off was another one of my favorites.
Oh, I love that.
Take the Edge Off. I was like, ooh, she talking.
I would have to tell. I have to tell you the story of that song.
Come
behind-
on with
off.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
She said,
That's going to be exclusive content.
all
That's for the
the-
Patreon.
That's for our OnlyFans.
For the only thing you gotta subscribe.
But yeah, that was one of my favorites too. The funny thing is, after Lucky Lady, that was the next song I worked on was Take the Edge Off.
Okay.
But I couldn't. I don't think I wasn't far enough in the journey that I knew what I was doing, so it sounded really bad. It was like really bad. So then Pressure came out, and I learned a lot from Pressure, and then I came back and fixed Take the
That's
Edge
the
Off.
whole dope part about being a creative.
Yeah, you can
Like-
just do it on your own time.
Right. Because I remember I was telling this story recently. I was like, I remember when I first started shooting in like 2015, 2016. And I actually booked and paid for a professional model from Philly to come out here to Connecticut.
Okay.
And I shot with her. And I remember sending her the photos. She never posted them.
Oh,
And I'm like,
what happened?
yeah. I'm like, okay, so I guess you didn't like them and you're just being too nice to tell me
Dang.
that you didn't like them. So one of my, I guess, secrets is I'm a bit colorblind, right? So what I did not realize is that my white balance with the camera was off. So like her skin was showing super red in every picture.
Oh wow.
So it wasn't until years later that I went back and I looked and I'm like,
Oh.
she looks
Yeah.
super red in every picture, and that's why she's not sharing anything. But she never
Wow.
gave me
Said
any
anything.
feedback.
Yeah.
So I remember in 2018 when I learned some new editing techniques, I went back and I re-edited every picture.
Oh, that's so good.
And I used my new techniques
Yeah.
on these
To
photos.
adjust. Yeah.
And then I sent them to her again, and she was like, "Oh, thank God."
Girl, you.
And I was
know
like, "You could
coulda
have
been
said something 2 years ago."
You could have been said something. That's one thing I tell people. Like, don't be scared to hurt my feelings. Like, literally, even if it comes out kind of crazy, we'll figure out what you was trying to say. But just tell me, because you got me out here. So now I done messed up your thing, and then I'm gonna go mess up somebody else's because you ain't say nothing.
Right.
Just tell me.
I'm a thing.
I'll be okay.
It was good.
Right. Like, so she immediately shared the pictures after I sent them redone the second time. And then
That's crazy.
now random people are DMing me asking if they could use her photos for cover art for their album.
And you're like,
it was
bruh.
right, and I'm like, this was a good feeling, but I guess
We
he didn't
could've-
like what I was trying to charge him.
Oh, people don't. People always want your stuff, but don't want to pay for it.
Right. Because
you
I'm
just
like,
do it
because
for
I
free.
need to make enough money to both, profit off of it and break her off some
Right.
for
So,
being the like,
the
because
person
she
in the photo.
for being the person in the photo,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm like, all right, I need to price it at this, so we both make money off of it. And he was just like,
As you should.
yeah, nah.
Okay.
But then I watched his social media for a while just to make sure he ain't screenshot it and use it anyway.
Right. 'Cause people be slick. People be slick.
Because people will try to do that.
Yeah, there's something I learned from Alicia again, because she was showing me one of her emails, and she has like this little in the fine print,
Mm-hmm.
basically saying, "Don't share my shit, don't use my shit, or I'm gonna charge you." Let me tell you something. I was sending my music to these radio stations and stuff. Just know it's a fine print at the bottom of that email, like you are subject to be charged no less than $1,000 if you use or share this content without my consent. That's just what you got to do. You better get you some fine print
Wow.
and some italics.
Yo,
Make it look
y'all
official.
hear this? Creatives, listen to that right there.
Because you gotta. Who's protecting you?
Nobody.
You gotta do it. You
'Cause-
gotta do everything.
Look,
Pretty
and we
much.
got a big community of creatives right here, and I bet you know, well, outside of maybe 10% at the top, like, have entertainment lawyers. Maybe.
Right.
I know I don't.
I don't.
I don't have one, but I know one.
Right.
You're doing better than us.
And
Right.
he told me, he was like, if you need me,
I'm available.
Right. And I have
So it's
people
like,
in my
okay.
life like that too. Like we
You
we
can go
follow a trademark lawyer. We're cordial via Twitter and things of that nature. So it's like every now and then I'd be like, yo, so blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You
Got a
know,
question for you.
Robbie Jenkins, shout outs to him.
He's been on the show as well.
He's like I guess you can go like he's
your
my
mentor. Yeah.
So if I have any questions or anything, because he's been in the game for years. So if I have questions or want to know if this is right or whatever, like I'll just reach out to him and he'll let me know.
And you know how I know Robbie Jenkins shit is legit? Because you shared his music on the last episode and we got copyright flagged for sharing his music. I was like, okay.
Yeah, his shit
From one of our own we got
Dang,
flagged.
they listening. They listening.
Yeah.
And you know what? You pay a little extra for that feature, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
My bad, Overture. Entertainment.
Nah, not my
Hey,
bad.
Robbie,
He got paid for that.
yeah, man.
Right.
It's all
Shoot.
love, baby. He didn't text me cussing me out of that. Yeah. But yeah,
You gotta have that
have
kinda stuff.
people that you know, but that's smart. Cause shit, niggas,
Mm-hmm.
niggas be out here. With 3 though, because we were talking about this on the way up. Because when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, we got a nice little cheating record. With that, how did you feel about Divisions? If I get caught, have you heard it? The
What
new
if I
Division
get caught
Yeah.
cheating? Stupid. It's stupid. It's so stupid. Let me tell
Okay.
you-
Listen,
No.
that's all. Because when I was listening to the song, I was like, okay, let me listen. Because again, I'm not
like
against.
this sounding real division.
Right. Where's she going with it? But then I was like, okay.
So here's the difference. That song that they made, they mean that. Like
She said they mean that.
mine is
Because
just
they've been defending the song since it came out.
There's remorse.
yeah.
There's rain, regret, remorse. I heard that. I
Rain, regret.
identified.
Oh, that was the
That was
whole
the
theme of
last-
our
the
last
whole
episode.
theme
It
was
was
the
like that's what
rain,
R&B is
regret.
missing:
That's
rain,
what
regret,
R&B
and remorse.
was rain, regret, and remorse, because when I listened to that song, it really it sounded like it had the remnants of like, what kind of man would I be?
Or
By
or
Mint Condition,
Jasmine
or
Sullivan in love with
Jasmine
another man.
Sullivan, right?
Oh,
Right.
I love that.
That
song
what that's what
so
one,
much.
that's what 3 put me in the
Yeah,
mind of. I was
yeah.
like, all right, this has in love
Wow.
with another man written all over it. I
I
love
didn't even
this.
think of that one at
Yep.
the time. Just there was a line she had in there. I was like, okay, that kind of had. a
Well, there was
parallel to
also a
Mint
low key
Condition.
like Isley Brothers reference in there. If what the hell's going on?
Yes,
Yes,
I heard
yes,
that.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
That's just like for the people who
Oh, listen.
for the intellects.
For
For
the
the
intellect.
young
intellect.
kids,
Was up. I was like, oh.
That's for the people who
I was
grew
like,
up
I heard
listening
it.
to that.
What
You
the
know what
hell
I'm
is
saying?
going on?
That was my
it's chaos.
song growing up. And I was singing both parts. Baby,
Oh.
I love that song.
I had all
But
three
yeah.
on lock.
Oh, but for me though, I think I want to say it was Take the Edge Off, and she was like, "You need a staycation." I was like, "She's talking to me. She's talking to me."
I just Take the Edge Off is oof. I love it. That whole second verse to me, I'd be like, oh yes. In that third, okay, I just like the whole song.
Yeah.
But I'm about to say in
you,
the first
you,
verse.
you put your foot in it.
Thank you.
He said, "Oh, they meant that."
Yeah, mine was like
there
it's
was
entertaining the fantasy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't actually cheat. They're like, hey man,
Listen,
I be cheating.
But again, that's what had me like, oh, this is a new
You
TeeKay.
like, who is she?
Right, because I'm like, this ain't the TeeKay I know.
Not the woman I thought she was.
I was like, "This the woman that with the guitar."
The one that be smiling?
Smile.
Her?
I was like,
It's like, cause
Yeah, it's
you learn.
this is not the
something
woman
new
I
from
met
me.
over at the jam session over at over at the State House.
it's like that's why I say like when you're writing and stuff, you don't want to filter yourself or you
Mhm.
because I could have been writing that and been like, nah, that's not me. But it's like if that's what's coming out,
But if
just
that's
let
what
it
came out in
happen.
the
That's what
pen,
came
right?
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let it
rock,
happen
let it rock.
and commit to it. We gonna go there. We gonna go there. So
Mhm.
let's
Yeah.
do it. And that don't mean you have to like bedroom eyes. I ain't never left the club with no dude. Why would I do that? But it's like we could entertain the idea.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like fun.
the whole
That's the whole
freedom
point.
of
That's the
expression.
freedom of expression.
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
why we need to stop forcing these people to change stuff in their songs.
Oh, I hear. I see the
because
way you brought that back around full
You know
circle.
what
I
I'm
love a
saying?
full circle moment.
I do
we love a thesis
recall.
statement and a further explanation.
Recall
all I'm
is
saying.
great.
But yeah,
I love this album.
thank
This
you much.
Yes,
EP.
indeed. I'm gonna definitely
Thank
add
you
it to
much.
my CT Gyms playlist on Tidal because Tidal
Mhm.
pays more.
Title
do.
does pay more.
Although I've had to, I don't know what's been happening, but for Tidal and Deezer, I think they just recently fixed it, and even YouTube Music, they keep putting my music on a random person, some
Another
other
TeeKay?
TeeKay.
Yeah,
Mm.
I had to like search for you.
Yeah, when I had to
Because-
go through the link he sent in our
Yeah.
Discord because I was like, "This ain't it."
That's
This-
why
this
I
is
had
not
to like
her. This
put
is a
direct
man.
links
Mhm.
because they keep putting it on this random person in Germany. So I
Yeah.
had to like
Okay.
reach
So
out
there's
to all
another
these people.
TeeKay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I'm like, I'm not famous yet, so they don't know it's me.
Right.
So I have to like I'm getting it fixed. I just recently I think Deezer just fixed it. So Tidal is next and hopefully
Yeah, because even just now, like trying to pull up your album, it was like TeeKay, and then it's like this
some
other
random
dude,
Yeah.
and it's like trying to find like your stuff, just like all his stuff. It was
Pops
so
up.
it was
It's
so
very
annoying.
annoying.
To, yeah. So I
Very
was just like, let me
annoying.
just favorite it, and it's just easier now.
It's easier to find. Yeah, we're fixing it. I'm fixing
I'm
it.
about to
That's
say,
what I was saying.
you are the team.
You know when you say we, it just sounds more
I do it.
official.
I do this. Yeah, because I do the same thing.
It
Even
just
when it comes
sounds more
to
real.
Belcher Digital, I'll be like, we. It's just me.
It's just
I'm understaffed.
it's just me and these hands.
I'm understaffed.
I'm understaffed
It's just
and
me.
overworked.
Like I don't even lie no more. I got a flyer for my website. It's like, check out my official website.
But
Like,
see,
we want you to. It's like, no, I want you to check my shit out because
Yes.
it's just me. I don't want you to get this.
but look, if you think about it, because see, you got to think from like everybody else's
consumer
perspective.
standpoint.
Yeah, like it just
It sounds.
it looks better. And people, I don't know what it is, but people don't want to support you till you actually made it, which
Mhm.
makes no sense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
So it's like you gotta act like.
you gotta act like you.
That's why I'm Studio 13 Entertainment. Who is that? It's just me.
Just me.
Right.
But it just make it seem like she got signed. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
She got signed to a label.
Wow. Let's go see what she got going on. Let me see what she's doing. It's
Mhm.
just
Got signed.
you gotta
It's
just
your
fake
shit,
it.
though.
Got signed to a new client at work. That's all.
Like I'm not fronting for none of y'all. I be trying to fake it. I be pretending.
Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? Because we almost 2 hours in.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, listen, we talked about it. I mean, we all have stuff that we're doing,
Mhm.
and it only makes sense that you go support it. I don't know why you wouldn't. We're doing quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
We're putting out like real stuff, like things that we know you're going to enjoy if you would just take the time to care about it. So just go care a little bit. Look me up. Like I said, I might pop up weird, so type in conversations and then type in TeeKay and you'll find me. But I'm working on it. Yeah, Conversations, the EP came out. I did it all with these two hands. You know what I'm saying?
How do they find you on the social medias?
Oh, on Instagram, I'm tk.takira. Just type in TEEKAY dot and I'll pop up.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the only social media I ever shout out.
Okay. Now, normally we have a segment that we call Last Call where we share music from independent artists and things of that nature. But because it's just us and you are our guest, I want you to choose a song from Conversations that we close the show out on.
Let's do 3 since it's a hot topic.
Since it's a hot topic. So we're going to close this out on 3. This is 3 by TeeKay off the Conversations EP, out on all digital streaming platforms right now. Let me ask you, is it available for sale if like I want to buy the MP3s and whatnot?
On iTunes, I think so, yeah, and Apple, I think you can buy it as well.
Okay.
Enjoy that.
The big note.
The big note.
Okay, now.
R&B ain't got big notes no more.
So dramatic.
We need the big notes.
It's so dramatic.
Quintessential R&B. is the big note bridge. Big notes, nail, rain, regret,
harmony
remorse,
stacks.
harmony stacks.
If you ever listen to a song with
Intro.
just the backgrounds, oh my gosh, it's like prettier than the actual song. Just hearing the backgrounds come up, so pretty. I love that, the drama at the end.
This has been episode 85.
Oh, it's been a long week.
Y'all be good.
Bye.